Hey everybody, welcome to another edition of Wednesday here on chronospeakeasy.com. As always, I'm your host Paul, joined with Chandler.
Hello.
Jay.
Hello.
Rob.
Hey.
And special guest, Mr. James Catazone.
Hello, everybody. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, it's good to have you. Welcome to Wednesday on a Sunday.
Super Bowl Sunday.
Whoa,
Woo!
Sunday, Sunday, Sunday.
Who's going to win? Probably
Pat's
the
obvious.
This could be the year they'll break the curse.
I know.
They never got that sixth Super Bowl ring, so
Yeah.
This is it.
I like how everyone talks about the Patriots as if Tom Brady is the Patriots. It's
Well,
like they
I
need
mean,
to get that sixth ring, just like in general, I think they have as a team more wins without that individual. I think they have 4.
So
A handful.
I think you're right though, Jay, because being out in Denver, everybody talks about football, and it's, it's parents of the Patriots is, Brady. Tom Brady, I feel like he's like the Wolverine of the team. He's like, it's an ensemble group effort. Wolverine gets all the credit.
Yeah, that makes perfect sense.
So,
Like 5 other books.
both are handsome. One's Canadian.
I'm pretty sure Hugh Jackman's gonna play Tom Brady.
I heard the XFL is coming back, so
That's
Hugh
true.
Jackman
No.
could potentially be in the XFL.
Yeah, that'd be incredible.
the XFL.
Yeah.
What is
It's
that?
He like a 2000 like
what's his name?
one or
Vince
2.
McMahon
Oh,
of
I remember
WWE
that.
fame started a football league in like 2002.
2001, I believe.
All right, 2000.
I think this is probably the only time we like just actually had a legitimate like.
Yeah, welcome to Sports Talk. Here on Chrono Speakeasy, live from Pat's Nation. I don't know any.
We're in
Hilarious.
Saugus, Mass right now, talking about the Patriots.
Yeah. The heart of Pat's Nation.
Yeah,
I thought that was Revere.
Maybe. That makes sense. Like Paul Revere.
Could be Sandwich. Who knows? We just need to keep making obscure, like, Boston references.
Yeah. You're wrong. It's Fall River.
yeah.
Fall River. You took it too far.
I'm sorry.
Gross
I
words.
always do that. I'm sorry.
Fall River.
I never know where the line is.
Yeah.
So I'm always crossing it.
Well, I don't think we're qualified to keep talking about sports.
No.
so.
I mean, unless people want to like, just like hear us
What
like make
issue
up
of X-Men
facts.
has the best baseball scenes?
I'm pretty sure.
How accurate is their fighting style to what would work in today?
Didn't Marvel actually have like an NFL comic book at one point?
I wouldn't be surprised.
They do a lot of like integrated marketing stuff with different companies. They did like one with Lockheed Martin.
I saw that.
Okay.
They're like, we're going to try to get these kids into defense contracts early on. And honestly, if you're trying to get kids well-paying careers, it's probably not a bad plan.
Yeah. Someone at my work, 'cause I work in a bank, someone actually gave me like it was like a special Avengers comic book, and it was all about like saving money. And it's hilarious. Just like,
Practical.
yeah, like Hulk, you have to diversify your portfolio.
I mean, shows used to do that all the, like, look at G.I. Joe.
Oh yeah, the more yeah.
Real
And, like,
American hero.
Yeah, right? But just like all the ridiculous stuff, like He-Man would just be like, oh, the way that Skeletor acted toward Evil Lyn was not appropriate whatsoever. If this was a company, he would be sued by HR.
Yeah.
So yeah, 25 years ago, apparently, according to my special research assistant, my mom. Yeah, 25 years ago, the NFL and Marvel created NFL Super Pro, and Super Pro is what it was called. It's basically, it looks like Captain America, but had joined the Patriots.
I was going to say Tom Brady.
Yeah. With without the
That's his
shield.
real father.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Oh wow, it's so fun. Yeah,
I think that's on Marvel Unlimited.
That's cute.
That's only that definitely looks more like a 80s comic.
I don't know.
They're lean, they're mean, and they're fully trademarked.
Google's never lied before.
No.
Get one of those, James?
That's that's pretty sweet though.
Can you imagine though, like if there was like a big like crossover event where like
I mean,
Me, Flinch, Hans, Bullet, Kabuki.
there was
We're back in the game.
in the third Batman movie recently, they had the Steelers running while Bane blew up a stadium.
Yeah.
And I think it was Antonio Brown just like got to the end zone and like spiked the ball, and there's like, what just happened?
Yeah. No, but I was thinking like, like if like
reckoning.
Yeah, no, but if like the X-Men, they're like chasing down Magneto to like a football field to be continued in Super Pro number 5.
That would be the best. Just 90s crossovers. They just have to work that in, so they have to sell it. Maximum Carnage Part 7.
They have a mini episode thing and then like finish it off in the commercial at the halftime show.
Mm-hmm.
Oh God, that's brutal.
Oh my God. No, I can totally see them trying to
They're showing a teaser for
Mission Impossible 9.
That exists.
I think it would be 6.
Okay.
Is that the one with the broken ankle and they had to shoot him?
Maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is the one where
The movie's a little hoarse, I've heard.
No, it's a non-Infinity War. We already
Ant-Man.
saw Ant-Man and Wasp.
Yeah.
I haven't watched it yet.
I watched it. We didn't talk about that yet, did we?
I don't think we
The
did.
Trailer.
Oh,
What am I thinking of?
I don't know.
It's not Deadpool. I just read that they're not showing anything for Deadpool.
We can tell you what's not
Yeah.
showing at the
Black Panther?
halftime.
Oh, there's probably going to be a
As
Black
if we
Panther
know.
TV spot because
Yeah.
that comes out next week.
Yeah,
Yeah.
next Friday.
Damn.
Heck yeah.
sure.
So, like
Get
this-
your tickets, we got ours.
This coming Friday, or a week from Friday.
Oh,
Thursday.
Well, all I know is this,
Today is the 4th.
and it
Next
comes
week.
out on the 16th.
Okay. I don't have my tickets yet.
I do not either.
Of February.
Yes.
Okay.
That is correct.
I have 2 tickets, one for myself and one for miscellaneous on the
A
Saturday.
mystery person.
Yeah. A new challenger.
Enter the sweepstakes on Corona Speakeasy.
To our number
Went a
one
date
fan.
with Jay. He just shaved and looks like a baby.
Oh god, yeah. I was thinking if we ever
those are
did like a
good.
sweepstakes and like we had to mail somebody tickets, they would probably like get the tickets after the date.
I know. Well, I mean, I could get this episode up today, and then
We have to buy the tickets though.
Drive
Yeah.
the ticket down to that.
We already have 2, right?
they'd have to email us
Yeah, I have an
at
extra.
WednesdayComicPodcast@gmail.com saying you want to go on a date with Jay.
Freshly shaven.
Freshly shaven. He looks fresh.
No matter where you are in the world, you have to fly to Massachusetts.
Yeah, we will not be covering any transportation costs unless you live in the South Shore of Massachusetts, and
Yeah.
then we can throw you like $5 for gas.
Nah, we still won't.
but only if you have a Venmo account.
Exactly.
That's it. So it's very strict, but it's doable.
What's
Exactly.
Venmo?
It's like an app. You can send money to people.
People still use apps?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
What about cash?
That's
Yeah.
a full
Isn't that
word.
the easiest way to send money to people?
Ac-
Like, here's $1.
depends.
Go buy a candy
I
bar.
mean, yeah. If you're,
Venmo's pretty easy.
it is. Yeah, especially gotta send some money to people who's not in the same state. Anyway, I'm trying to keep this comic book focus. We're talking about football and money apps.
Yeah.
So no, I'm excited to have Jimmy on the show. For those who don't know, Jimmy's my stepdad, and
His favorite stepdad.
and
How many does he have?
Right? Exactly.
that's a different podcast. No, but yeah, I remember in awe of Jimmy's collection. You have quite the collection of comic books.
I have like 11 comic books. Yeah, I've collected for a while.
Yeah. What are some of the key like major issues you have?
Silver Surfer 1, and I have the first appearance of, Magneto's children, Scarlet Witch and the Quicksilver. That's one of my favorites.
Nice.
Yeah, and I got a lot of I know you guys probably won't remember this, called Golden Record reprints from Marvel. It's a famous comic book company.
Might have heard of it.
But that was the first comic book I ever saved up for and mailed in to get, was these reprint books. And I thought they were the originals, but I was sadly misinformed. But still, they're kind of collectible, and I kind of hide them, so they're good.
That's awesome.
Nice.
I have some older reprints too that are actually worth something because now the reprints are so old that they're also hard to find.
Yeah.
I bought actually I did the old, years ago, I don't know if you guys ever knew that in the back of comic books you could send away for subscriptions. So I did that for when Star Wars was going to make their own comic book. So I said, I want all of them. So I signed up and paid my $6. It was a lot of money back then.
Jimmy,
Yes.
when was back then?
It was about 5 or 6 years ago. And I sent away, and once a month I would get a first edition, or so I thought, Star Wars comic book, and I put that in that brown paper bag and hid it under the bed where it was the safest. Then I went to get it certified from CGC, and the guy laughed at me and said, "You know this is a reprint?" And I said, "You switched my comics." And he showed me that big dreaded letter R on the side. So I have a whole bunch of reprints that are good, right?
It could be. I don't know. Star Wars is still hot.
Yeah.
You can still read them.
Yes, I can. I did not get them certified, but yeah, I was pretty happy with them.
Remember like some of the old advertisements in the comics, like you get like the X-ray glasses or like
Or the submarine for two. It never worked. And I bought the life-size Frankenstein. It was actually a cutout of Frankenstein. He was a monster. And when you were a kid, you could get a
prefer the
6 foot
bread.
tall. Yeah, it was 6 foot tall, and I ordered it, and I made room in my my room so I could hang this thing up. And all it was a plastic garbage bag of picture of Frankenstein.
Are you kidding? You're just a garbage bag.
And who were you going to talk to 5 or 6 years ago? Who would help you?
Yeah.
So I was on my own with this garbage bag. So yeah, it was kind of
Wow.
like, really didn't tell too many people about that one. But
Did
yeah,
you get the submarine?
I didn't get the submarine. My father said he didn't need a submarine in the house.
That seems fair.
Yeah, it was, well, back then I didn't want to have it, but
What about the X-ray vision?
got those. They didn't work.
But you'd look at your hands. Like I'd always look at my hands and be like, "Oh, those are skeletons." Like that. This is working.
It worked better in the comic book.
What was your favorite thing you got from the comic book?
The sea monkeys.
Oh, yeah.
They did. Did everyone get? Well, I know you kids probably never knew this, but you could buy animals in comic books years ago because they had advertisements and stuff. And I'd buy the sea monkeys, and I said to my brothers, "Don't touch them; they're mine." And all it was moss. So it was good. Something moved if you held the flashlight in there. But
Looked at it really hard.
They
my
didn't
little
have castles
sister-
either.
My little sister got a weird bag of like toads when she was young. It was like this weird powder.
What?
They were like freeze dried living like, I don't know. You put them in water and there was frogs there like 8 months later. It was weird.
8 months.
She got
Now
that
we
from
know
like
what
those
happened
those
to the
book
harbor.
fair things you'd have in elementary school. Where you get those like
yeah.
paper. The what?
Is that how babies are made?
Yeah, you pour weird freeze dried eggs into a thing and then you bake it in an oven. And 9 months later, you have
Parents
babies.
said they had sex.
I know, right? And are you baking it in the
Hi,
oven?
guys.
That's right. A bun in the oven.
My parents said they had sex to make me.
Just go with that.
Lies.
Yeah, whatever. Classic. Trying to censor what actually happens.
Fake news. Oh god, that's amazing. Yeah,
They should bring those advertisements back to Marvel.
They
Like,
don't have them still in comic books?
Well, it's like-
graphic novels.
I don't know, what are advertisements now? It's like
something.
Madden or video games or actual ads that would actually sell
M&Ms.
stuff.
Yeah.
They should, a lot of M&Ms actually.
M&M's is pretty popular.
Yeah.
But they should bring back like weird, like one page for like low budget stuff.
Yeah.
Like people trying to sell weird stuff.
How weird we talking?
Just like
X-ray
stupid,
glasses weird, or
like as seen on TV stuff.
there you go.
Like those
Slap
trays
chop.
you can put sticks of, slap chop.
ShamWow.
Actually, my mom has a slap chop.
How's she like it?
good? Is it working?
It works pretty well. If you
How
put
hard
like
does she have to slap?
you
it
just
to
put an
chop?
onion in there and then you slap it and then you have diced onion. Have you ever tried to dice an onion? I'm no chef. It takes a while.
Truth be told, we have 2 of them, so
Yeah,
we're
I mean-
with you. They do work.
Okay.
God, that's
One
so
for each
funny.
hand.
I think hers
That
is
would
from
be
the
a-
Pampered Chef, however.
Yes.
That would be hilarious if that wasn't like in
I
like a
just buy them
comic book.
diced.
Dice?
I like diced onions and whatnot.
Oh, I thought you said I bought dice, and I was like, I like
I
dice
mean,
are cool.
I buy dice. I've got a lot of dice.
I have a lot of
live
dice,
my life
too.
by a D20.
I remember like when you go through a comic book, at least some of the recent comic books, and they have an advertisement for cars. Like you turn the page.
Yeah,
and
it's like a little Hyundai.
yeah, or like a Lexus. I'm like, who in the hell is reading this comic and afford a Lexus?
Yeah, the
They know-
Hyundai
they know
makes
the brand
sense.
is.
Yeah.
Like you're in your early
That-
20s, you're looking to buy like your first new car, and you're like, 16,000. I can probably do
I can
that.
swing that.
Yeah.
That's something I never really got. Like, why know your target audience? Like,
Yeah.
Crunchyroll does this all the time too. They have like workout ads and like things like how to do your taxes, like weird ads like that in between show, like during the show, and none of their customers are working out.
Or who knows? People
None
are
of
like,
them
I'm
pay taxes.
fat and I gotta do my
None of
taxes.
them pay taxes because they're living at home with like their parents.
I don't know,
and just
man. Everybody's got to do their taxes.
not for 16.
I did taxes when I was 16. get that
Well,
like
I did
$120
12.
refund.
Money bags. over
I didn't
there.
have a job then.
Hey man, I worked at McDonald's. All right,
Young professional.
I earned like $1,200 that year.
How many McRibs did you sell?
I don't think I worked there in the McRib season.
Wow, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to break.
Actually,
you
no,
missed out.
I was 14 when I worked at McDonald's.
Wait, did you work at Dunkin' Donuts too?
I did work at Dunkin' Donuts. I
Awesome.
worked at Dunkin' Donuts when I was 16.
Full circle here.
Yeah.
I didn't.
Now
drink-
you're buying the coffee.
I'm buying it. I didn't drink it when I worked there. However,
I'm paying your salary.
Don't drink that coffee. You know what's in it.
You
Almond
just
milk.
drank 65 cents worth of coffee.
yeah,
So wait a minute, I have to get back to this. You were working at 14 years old
yeah,
legally.
yeah.
Good for you.
You
Nicely
can
done.
you can
Thank
work up to like 10 hours, I believe. You had to go to your school
week?
and get a thing. Yeah.
Yes, that's right.
I would work
Release,
3
they call
hours
it.
a week and get an $18 paycheck every week.
You're like, score.
That's
Yeah.
what saved up for
At that
comic books.
Exactly, and that
I'm
was
with ya.
all spent
That's
on
right.
comic books.
There you go. Been
I had,
there.
I had a paper route, but that was about it.
How many people know what that is? A paper route.
And everyone in this room.
I know, right?
Through old movies and television.
I know. Did
Paper
you guys
Brigade?
have color TV?
We did. First VHS my family ever got was Gremlins.
Really?
Yeah, my dad bought it for $60.
Oh yeah. How much did your dad pay for a VHS player?
I don't know.
Yeah, I bet that
he
wasn't
doesn't
talked
discuss the
about.
bills
Yeah.
with me like that.
That was on layaway.
$3,000.
Yeah.
God.
I paid $1,200 for my first top loading wired remote control Magnavox VHS player.
Wow.
Put it on charge and paid it for 15 years, and I loved that VHS player, and it worked well. But yes,
Could you ever set the timer?
Yeah, it was set for twice a day, 12 o'clock. Perfect, and it worked.
That's awesome. Good times.
No clock's broken at least twice a day.
Yeah, 12. Yeah, you could never set the timer, and then you'd go to say, "Oh, don't worry, I'm taping Hill Street Blues." That was an old show that I used to tape years ago, and it would never be on because it would show something else that was on at 12 a.m. or 12 p.m. Like, son of, I'm gonna get a new one.
God.
Yeah. Then they just started giving away tapes. I got an X-Men tape from Pizza Hut. Anybody
Yep.
else get that?
I got a Beast Wars one.
Nice.
See, that was. I remember like being so pumped about like the Pizza Hut X-Men. Like, remember you got like an X-Men poster. You had like an X-Men like Pepsi cup, but the VHS was like clutch because when you're a kid, I mean, the one thing that I loved and both hated about the X-Men series that like you had to watch every Saturday, and if you missed it, you didn't know what the hell was going on.
No more water cooler talk.
Yeah, I know there was a water cooler talk. At least not in South. Everyone's like, "You watched the Red Sox?" Like, I was watching X-Men. You goof.
Didn't go to the playground with like the toy magazines. I used to do that. Go to the playground in preschool with like my Toys R Us flyer.
I could just see
Be like, yo, check out this toy. It's sweet.
I can see Rob being a little Wall Street broker with his like suspenders and be like, "Oh, I gotta buy this, and then I'm gonna sell this."
investment.
Yeah.
I got a piece of bubble gum here that's worth 25 cents. I'll sell it to you for 15.
I still have a memory of going to the Walmart in Wareham, Massachusetts with my mom once, and she's like, "You have $10 and you can buy toys." And I was so overwhelmed with the choice that I didn't get anything.
Well, you
I
save it.
remember that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know what happened to that $10.
Yeah.
Probably spent on comics.
That was pre me into comics. I was like 6 at the time, 6 or 7.
Yeah. Now I remember like getting my paycheck, like first high school job, and the same thing. It was either going to comics, going to the movies, or like buying a movie. And then that was it. I remember thinking, I'm really hungry, but hunger comes and goes. But this will be forever. Yeah, that was my logic.
I can watch this movie over and over.
I bought a PlayStation 3 with my first paycheck.
Which PlayStation?
PlayStation 3.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And then the first thing I ever bought with a credit card was a Stephen Colbert I Am America. Oh, no, a wrist strong bracelet. Support those who have weak wrists.
Yeah.
And I bought like a meat wad from Aqua Teen Hunger Force, like stress ball. Those are the first 2 things I bought with my credit card back in like 2010.
Then you lose all control when you see how easy it is. Oh, just charge it. Charge it.
I think I may have said this before on the podcast. I'm trying to think. The first comics I ever bought were at a grocery store in New Hampshire. I got was it a Wolverine issue during Apocalypse the 12 when it's like the new
Nice.
Fantastic Four?
Yeah, it was
It's
like
like,
Ghost
well,
Rider
yeah.
and Hulk.
I got that. A
What it cost you for
Godzilla
a comic
comic.
book?
That was probably the 175 era, maybe 199.
Yeah, I think it might be $199.
Yeah, and then what else? I got a Godzilla one of the Dark Horse Godzilla comics, and some weird Archie comic.
You gotta throw in Archie. Come on, Archie.
Yeah,
and
my
Richie
mom
Rich,
was like,
they were all
"Oh,
over
I
the
used to
place."
read Archie." Not that Archie. It was
Yeah,
one of
this
the
is
weird
different
full-size
Archie,
Archie. Yeah. But yeah, reading that X-Men comic out of context when you're like 10, had no idea what was going on, but it was awesome.
Yeah.
I think the first comics I ever bought was at a flea market. I was like, Silver Surfer, I like that. And he just had a stack of comics. And I'm like trying to flip through all of them. And he's like, I'll tell you what, kid, I would just give all of them to you for like $15. I was like, that sounds like a deal.
He's like, this
And I
sucker.
just got like 2 shopping bags full of comic books.
It's like when you go to any flea market now, they're like, you guys want Youngblood or just all those 90s Image comics that
Yeah.
they printed 10 million of and
Belts and
nobody
pouches.
bought. Yeah.
Belts and pouches.
Rob Liefeld's, I almost said filmography.
What's cool is I got like I want to say his name is like Flame Lord, the fire dude in Silver Surfer.
Firebrand?
Human Torch.
No, it wasn't Human
I
Torch.
think Firebrand is the space one, right?
Yeah, the dude with the staff.
Fire.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So he was getting resurrected, and Silver Surfer was like recruiting all the other cosmic bros to like bro out, and Galactus was like, "You're all disappointments." And Rock Guy came into play for the first time.
Rock guy?
Thing.
No. He was like floating on a rock, and he had a spear with like a giant dagger at the end of it.
Probably Terax.
Yeah, that guy.
Yeah.
I make up names.
My 90s Silver Surfer knowledge isn't as high as you might think.
Yeah, he's one of those Galactus Herald dudes.
Galactic Bros.
The Galactic Bros.
What other comics were in that bundle? Do you remember? Anything?
Spawn.
90s Image.
On like there was some like really weird stuff. Like it was like a G.I. Joe ripoff.
Oh,
sort
yeah,
of
yeah,
thing. There was a few things that I was just like, I'm never gonna read this. And lo and behold, 8-year-old me was right.
It was shit.
I bought it at the Raynham Flea Market.
How about you, Chandler? Call your earliest comic.
Earliest comic was probably I think it's Ultimate X-Men, but I also read like the last arc of Grant Morrison's New X-Men out of context from the others.
Oh,
So it was
wow.
just
That's
like
a good jumping in point as a child.
Yeah.
it was like,
oh my god.
what did I get myself
into?
I was like a freshman or sophomore in high school. I was like, I don't get it, but it's really cool. Then I started reading Runaways. That's the first like complete like series that I read, and yeah, it was never the same after that.
Good times.
Also,
Forever and clean.
when I first got into comics too, when I was young, like my grandmother would find like my uncles and mom's old comics. So there's a bunch of like Partridge Family comics.
Oh yeah,
like
the Golden Key ones.
yeah,
Oh,
all those weird
Remember
like.
those.
There's actually a couple like real old ones that turned up, like Looney Tunes comics from like the 40s,
Oh wow.
which I sold all of them on eBay because they were like worth $300.
Nice.
Nice.
Would you get like $10, $15 for them?
I actually got a lot of those.
Nicely.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
whenever I
cool.
find out something I own's worth a lot, it's hard for me to not sell it.
Yeah.
Like I was one day, I typed in on eBay, I was like, how much is the first appearance of Deadpool? And it was like $180. And I was like, and listing that
Sold.
now? I think I spent $2 on that.
Good pick, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
That's
a-
awesome.
My brother went to a flea market and bought a box full of comic books, and it was just a whole bunch of ones mixed in. Then he called me and he said, "Hey Jim, did you ever hear of this Luke Cage? I got like 1 through 15 or something. Are they worth anything?" I said, "Matt, close the box, send it to me, and we'll take care of it." So yeah, he ended up having the first Luke Cage one. Took it to a Comic-Con, had a guy named Stan Lee sign it, and then had it graded and 5.5. And I'm like, "You found this?" He said, "Jim, I paid $2 for it. What was I going to do with them all?" I said, "Start sending me the comics." So yeah, you never know what you can find at a flea market. $2.
True, yeah.
I love flea markets.
But random flea market is so dirty.
It is very dirty. I've been there.
Like you can buy butterfly
Yeah.
knives there and like televisions for $10.
Yeah.
Lots of ceramics.
Yeah, a lot of ceramics and like
Good deals on
Old
like
video games.
toothpaste and like stuff like that.
yeah,
though.
oh, yeah.
Half-used
toothpaste?
toothbrushes. Yeah.
half-used toothbrushes.
I like
got
flea markets for like Sega Genesis games.
Hell yeah.
Oh yeah.
But it's either most of the people at flea markets try to like price gouge people,
Yeah.
You got to find the people that have no idea what they have,
Yeah.
and then take advantage of those people.
Do what the others are trying to do to you.
Exactly.
Do you haggle when you go?
I haven't been in a while, but
Basically
yeah,
gypsies.
That's right. You got to haggle.
it's true. Be like, hey man, I literally only have this $10 bill.
Yeah.
I'd left everything else at home.
You didn't leave your shoes at home.
Or just like
Exactly.
fiddle with your money. Like, I can't get it out of my wallet. I don't know what's going on.
You got to start carrying a bunch of singles. Did you ever go to the Todd's Farm?
I thought that was going to be a different question.
I know. Well, I want to keep it clean. But yeah, that's another outdoor flea market, and check it out. You definitely, if you like bargains, definitely go to Todd's
I
Farm.
went to an outdoor flea market in Florida once, and it was enormous. And it was also in Florida, so you could imagine what it was like.
Depressing.
I got some comic books there, I think.
Face is bitten off.
Yeah.
Actually, I remember I went to Florida when I was like 12, 13, like peak comic book, like into it. And I spent the whole trip just finding comic book stores, and like there's a bookstore that sold used books, and it walks in, just smells like garbage. Everything's yellow. And they had a bunch of file cabinets with comic books.
Nice.
And I got the whole Born Again Daredevil run before I even knew what it was. I was just like, that looks cool.
Oh,
that looks cool.
that's
That looks
awesome.
cool.
That's a great run.
That was a good find.
I think the only original prints that I have are World War Hulk. But,
No, that's it.
My storyline.
Yeah.
yeah.
World
Yeah.
War Hulk was coming out when I was like, that was what, like mid 2000s?
2006 or 7.
Yeah, so that was me working at Dunkin' Donuts, making a steady income, spending the whole thing on comic books every week. I had like a 20 comic pull list.
I just remember when Planet Hulk came out, that was also the year of Civil War.
Right.
And that was the year Marvel literally took all of my money because I had to read all the time. Remember, it was everything that had a Marvel title. Like, yeah, it was a time. Like, well, I need to know what Ben Urich said about this thing that happened in Civil War II.
Yeah, I got to read Frontlines. No,
Oh,
you don't.
God,
You don't
I
have
know.
to read Frontlines.
If I could go back in time,
I have Deadpool Suicide Kings too, I think, which is pretty neat. Tombstone going after Deadpool just because he's Deadpool.
that's awesome. Yeah, going to comic book stores, I love like the search, but it's always like hit or miss. You can find a really good store, or it's like just some that are just all of the bad cliches. You
Yeah.
know, like just like
yeah.
hasn't been cleaned since 1982, and then you'll have these glass cases under lock and key with.
Stuff that's not even worth a lot.
No, it's not even
Yeah.
worth the
Like sun bleached books.
Yeah.
Oh God! But they'll have like
My logic is like it's like for store shopping. You have to sift through a lot of shit if you want to find
yeah.
a gold nugget.
yeah.
Especially at thrift stores. I've been to many comic book racks, and like it's all 1990s image stuff.
Right.
Like, how many freaking copies of Youngblood do they print?
A lot.
Too many.
Star Blazers. I'm like, oh, come on.
So many,
T-Rex.
all the like shiny covers, like the gloss
Oh
covers.
God!
But like I got, as we were talking before, I got Hong Kong Phooey for like $8, and I got Howl's Moving Castle on DVD for like $5.
That's cool.
They ain't bad.
That's like a $30 DVD still.
Dang.
Yeah, DVD for you kids out there.
Yeah.
We're going from VHS to DVD.
I mean, kids don't know what floppy disks are anymore
Oh my
at this
God.
point.
No.
That's crazy.
I don't know. There's
like-
a viral video of a bunch of floppy disks playing Africa by Toto right now going around.
Pop-up video.
It's pretty cool.
Man.
Just a bunch of discs reading, and the tones of each disc reading plays the song. It's Google it. It's worth it.
Wow.
It was that Mark posted on Facebook that his coworker was going, "Hey, do you know what a VHS is?" To like the youngest person. They're like, "Yeah, that's that TV channel that plays all the old music, right?" Mark laughs and just they go, "No."
I don't buy that
No,
because
it's not.
VH1 does not play music anymore, and it hasn't for a very long time.
100% reality.
God.
I mean, they had some solid shows though. Like,
VH1.
Yeah,
Flavor of love.
Flavor of Love. Shawn Michaels' Rock of Love.
Oh.
Oh yeah, that was good stuff.
wow. I can like taste the flashback.
Heck yeah.
Fireball.
Yeah. Oh man, that's.
But I used to love the VH1 like top 80s and all that.
We talk about how good like the '90s comic book movies were. Like,
Good
was
as
he?
in bad.
What?
Good as in bad.
Yeah.
When
well,
did Blade come out?
Blade was late 90s.
Yeah, but I love
That's a
Blade.
great movie
Blade
still.
holds up.
Yeah, it does still hold up. I liked Wesley Snipes' Blade so much that I hope Marvel works in Wesley Snipes as Blade into the Marvel
Yeah,
Studio
he can still
movies.
pull it off.
I have no doubt.
See that funny tweet that he just came out with?
No.
He had posted like, if you don't want celebrities to be political, then don't elect a reality star as a president. And somebody commented like, "Hey Wesley Snipes, pay your taxes."
Damn.
So he was just like,
Don't.
"Hey, at
Roasted.
James, you can catch these hands for free." He was supposed to fight Joe Rogan too.
I remember hearing about that a long time ago.
Wow.
Joe Rogan would destroy him.
He's like a human steak.
Human steak. Oh, what a description. Yeah, no, I was thinking like the other like movies. Remember like Blank Man?
Yeah,
and
yeah.
Meteor Man,
Mystery Men.
Mystery Men,
We don't
The
talk about that
Phantom.
Mystery Men, the original like all-star.
Hey, now you're an all-star.
Oh,
I used to
People credit Shrek.
I used to love that just because like Kel Mitchell was in it.
Yeah.
And like he could only be invisible if he was naked and nobody was looking.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I tried rewatching that not too long ago and it does not hold up.
No.
You may expect it to, but it doesn't.
No, man, that's too bad. I'm sure
the
me.
bowler.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, with her dad's skull and the
Yeah.
bowling ball.
And the Blue Raja, the Shoveler. And then,
I'd say
what was
solid
Ben
set of
Stiller's
cast.
character?
Was he like a?
Which one?
I forget what Ben Stiller did.
He was just really
he was
angry.
just really angry, but
Oh,
I
okay.
forget his character name. I want to say it was like Ben.
Who was the shoveler? Like William H. Macy?
Yep.
Yeah. The Blue Raja was
Isn't Hank
Hank
Azaria?
Azaria?
yeah, Hank Azaria.
I love it. Yeah.
I will fuck give you if you fuck get about it.
God, I remember loving Blank Man though, the Wayans brothers.
Yeah, that was a good one.
I was like literally wearing pajamas and bed sheets and
But it was like a bulletproof material.
Yeah.
He had to heat up.
yeah.
And his brother was the only, like, the one that knew how to fight.
Yeah.
And he was just like egging on the villain. And it was like, it's bulletproof, right? And he like shoots a bullet into his butt.
Yeah.
It's like, no, only my suit's bulletproof. You're the sidekick.
Well, that felt very 90s.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh God. Blank Man. I remember as a kid I loved the Billy Zane Phantom.
Yeah.
I think mainly because I think part of the reasons why I liked it, and actually believe it or not, it's some of the reasons why I really enjoyed Wonder Woman and Captain America is that they were not present day. That they were all like either in the 20s or 40s. And I kind of wish they did more superhero movies like that. Like I am still pushing for DC to do the Justice League. Can you imagine Justice League, but like set in the 40s?
Yeah. The New Frontier.
That would, yeah,
me
that
that.
would do it. I would totally be down for that. Like, especially like a Batman in the 40s where like he's got like the tech, but it's not like present day tech.
And he's always smiling. Get the smiling Batman. That's the
Yeah.
best when you like look at the old 40s Batman. He's always smiling.
Yeah. Or like even like or having like Clark Kent working for a newspaper in the 40s where, you know, they weren't in danger of losing.
Their jobs.
Yeah. Like I want.
Instead of a blog.
Yeah. Oh, God.
Blogs.
That's what that's like I see now, like with like, you know, I mean, they don't address it in the comics, but I feel like if, you know, the Daily Planet was like struggling to be an online source, but like, Clark, we need clickbait. Clickbait. And like 5 reasons why Metropolis is the best place to live, or 4 reasons why Lex Luthor's the worst.
Hey, Clark, you're a good looking fellow, aren't you? Let's get a photo of your abs and post it on the internet and say 10 celebrities that look like these.
Or no, just be like 10 crazy superhero or Superman pictures, but then you open it, it's one of those slideshows that you have to click next,
God.
next, and then every 2 pictures is an advertisement, and you're like, oh God, the internet is a cesspool now.
Yep.
Celebrity lookalikes, and it's just Clark Kent next to Superman.
And people are like, man, I don't see it.
yeah.
He's got glasses. He doesn't have glasses. I don't buy it.
He swoops his hair to the right. That one swoops his hair to the left.
Don't
wait,
see
that's
it.
a mirrored image.
Yeah. But I think 40s superhero movies would be a really cool way to go. I don't know why, but they always feel more believable. Like that. Like I've always like I watch Captain America. This could have happened.
Yeah, whatever. People did dumb stuff in the 40s.
It's like, I don't know. At that time, it was like technology can't ruin anything.
Yeah.
Whereas
Give it
now
time.
it'd just be like, oh man, we need to find the Riddler. Well, he just tweeted that he was at like Arkham. So like,
Yeah. Riddle
he's
me this.
probably there.
Yeah. Well, if I go on Google.
His phone GPS coordinates him over here.
Yeah. See, I think a superhero movie done in the past would be pretty amazing.
Yeah, that is
Is there a
why.
comic book- oh my God, not the knife. Is there a comic book person?
We have a question from the audience.
You down front?
Is there a comic book character that has yet to be made into a movie that you'd like to be made into a movie?
Moon Knight
Oh yeah, I would love to see
Like
Moon Knight.
Vampirella or something.
or Vampirella. My first love.
Isn't Pornhub doing a Vampirella?
Yeah, probably.
I mean, Elvira's pretty close.
Yeah.
She's no Vampirella, though.
Yeah.
Namor would be pretty dope.
Sam's. I think the Fantastic Four with Namor has to
Yeah.
happen.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Deserve a
Yeah.
good movie.
Yeah, they do deserve a good movie.
Maybe like the second Marvel Fantastic Four introduced Namor. Because you can't introduce Namor in the first one because then there'd be like too much sexual tension between Sue and him.
Yeah.
And you're like, but I don't even get her and Reed's relationship yet. It's just
Right.
Yeah.
You know what? I would love to see them do like give Doctor Doom a break. Do it with like Mole Man,
Yeah.
Danny DeVito, as the Mole Man.
Well, like one of the things that I would love to have seen in any of the movies is just get like super low tier villains and start off the movie with them fighting the superhero.
Yeah.
Like imagine like the second Thor movie with him fighting the Wrecking Crew.
I would love to see
Or
that.
the Avengers fighting the Wrecking Crew.
Yeah, just
At the
anyone
mansion.
fight the Wrecking Crew.
I wish the Avengers had a mansion.
Yeah.
They have that like compound, but it would be way cooler if Tony was like, "Hey, I bought you guys this old mansion."
Yeah. And I hire this butler.
Yeah.
And I'm legally paying him to change his name to Jarvis. Yeah, you know what I love in the X-Men comics, because I'm going through like the older comics. I love every time they need to get the Avengers help, they are never around. Like the X-Men will go to the mansion and Jarvis is like, "Oh, Cap's on a mission," and Thor's in Asgard and Tony's in a bottle somewhere. Like,
Hiding upstairs.
yeah, I just love it. It's always like that one Avenger, like, "Oh, hey, I'm new to the team and I haven't really got my shot yet." And it's like
like the second Avengers.
Yeah, and then he dies from getting hit in the face by someone, one of the
well,
villains.
it's just so funny. I think the last one I read was with was it Cheetah? No,
Tigra.
Tigra, yeah. And I'm just like, "Hey, I'm here."
Oh, never mind.
It's like, all right,
Yeah.
all right, cool. Sorry, we got to go. It's actually, we don't need your help anymore. It's-
Yeah, you have a tail. That's your power, right?
Imagine if they did like a short film of Deadpool versus Dead Presidents.
That would actually, if they
Oh.
just made that then like one of the next Deadpool movies, that'd be amazing.
It would be.
Like have Chris Evans start off fighting Abraham Lincoln, and then just being like, "No, we can't do this. No, we're out. We can't have Captain America fighting a president. That looks bad." Deadpool.
Yeah.
No one cares about you.
I would like a Great
Take
Lakes,
care of this.
Yeah.
I would like a Great Lakes Avengers like series, or like the movie would be cool, but like I think a comedy series would be a lot better.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
Like get laughs out of that.
West Coast Avengers.
Having an X-Men film set in Australia.
Oh, for sure. Definitely. In the 80s.
Yeah.
Or even just like Wolverine versus Omega Red.
Oh my God, I would love to see Omega Red in a movie. And he has to be like super duper over the top, like 80s Russian.
Yep.
Like, yeah, like
Yeah.
remember that time when Rocky fought Russia?
Exactly.
Like
Ivan Drago. They should just
Ivan
get
Drago, yeah.
Dolph-
Dolph Lundgren to do
Yeah.
it.
He's getting
He's,
ripped for the new Rocky
he still
movie.
looks pretty good.
He's gotten bigger.
He's not even that old. He's like, what, in his 50s?
I think so.
He was real young in Rocky 4. I think he
Still
was like
young.
Yeah, I was gonna.
Very young.
No, that's what I'm saying.
He's a child.
He's not that old. He was like 18 or 20 or something in Rocky 4.
Yeah.
He was like half of Stallone's age.
God. Yeah, I would love to see. We'll just see just Omega Red, but if they got him to play Omega Red, that'd be with like cool CGI, like tentacles and
Yeah.
stuff like that.
Now is the time.
My glass slipper.
Time is just about up.
Honestly, though, the Wrecking Crew could work
Yeah.
because isn't Zemo kind of like their leader occasionally?
Sometimes, yeah. You know what? And that's, I mean, not that I didn't like Zemo in Civil War, but I would love to see like a Zemo with a purple sock over his
Yeah.
head.
So now that he's been introduced, he's still alive.
Thank God. You know what? There has to be a new mandate. Like, can we not just kill the villains every time?
Exactly.
Like outside of Loki.
Yeah. Or, you know, Michael Keaton's
Yeah,
Vulture.
Vulture's still alive. They're getting better with it.
Also, Grandmaster's still alive.
Yeah. But I just love, like, you know, when Martin Freeman's talking to Zemo at the end. He's like, "Oh, your plan didn't work." And he's like, "Oh, but did it?" Like, and I was like,
Yeah.
I don't know. I just like the
I liked
whole-
him as a villain.
I did too. I would
It's very
totally.
understated.
Yeah.
But now he can get goofy as hell, throw a sock over his head,
Yeah.
get a bunch of goofy guys around.
I
with
always loved in the
swinging wrecking balls.
yeah, but no, the explanation in the comics, what was like some chemical got on the mask and he could never take it off.
That's
like,
so dumb.
like
Real
it just
dumb.
like it fused to his
The
face.
Mask with Jim Carrey.
That's why he acts so wacky.
Exactly.
Recasting Jim Carrey as Zemo. Dun, 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 dun.
Talking with his butt.
Would watch.
I will get you, Avengers!
Oh, I'll write you to that.
Can I ask another question?
Yeah, another question from the audience.
This is a closed set.
Does everyone have a favorite villain? And before you do, because I always liked Kingpin because of his backstory, because he was like that sad kid.
Yeah.
Kind of. But does everyone have some like a favorite bad guy?
I like Emma Frost a lot from the X-Men. She's a good guy now, but like she was always like really like kind of
Every bad guy becomes a good guy eventually.
Right.
Yeah, I was going to say, my favorite villain has always been Magneto, and he's just, depending what you need him for, they're like, oh, we need a bad guy. All right, he's bad again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's, I like him better as a bad guy.
I like the backstories too, like why they.
Doctor Doom's pretty dope.
Yeah.
The fact that he's just straight up like, hey, I got diplomatic immunity. Just send me back to my country. Sorry.
Yeah. You know what's interesting about Magneto? Because you know how the comics are always present, and he's a Holocaust survivor. So I'm wondering how they're going to explain.
The 96-year-old man.
Yeah, maybe the magnetism powers are slowly
magic.
aging.
Well,
Yeah, he's learned magic.
there's a crossover with Fear itself, and I think it's a Secret Avengers arc where they like followed each member per issue, and it was the only thing about Fear itself that was good. But there was a part with like Black Widow, and she's like talking to some person, like, and then they're like, "What are you afraid of? You don't age. You don't look any different." And it's like, and like they brought it up. They're just like, "How old are you?" Nobody knows because you look like you're 20. They got that shield tech to just
Right.
live long.
I think Namor was a pretty good bad guy.
Yeah,
yeah.
I like the really arrogant bad guys like
yeah.
Namor,
Yeah.
Doctor
Silver
Doom.
Surfer.
And Namor's one that kind of bounces back and forth. I love like reading the flashback stuff. When was it what was the team he was on with Namor?
The
Namor.
Invaders.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Namor.
They should make an
Cap.
Invaders movie.
I was surprised they did it. Yeah.
I would.
And a period piece. That'd be
Yeah,
that'd
that
be
would be really
sweet.
cool. Yeah, Namor, the first Human
They
Torch.
could now. They own the rights to all of them.
Yeah, I would totally be down for that.
Who could we call to see if they'll do that?
Ghostbusters.
What's his name? Kevin. I'll call him Kevin Feige.
Well, it could be great if like you could do it like Secret Wars. Remember how like when Nick Fury had them all on a mission and he wiped their memory?
Mhm.
Should be like that.
Yep.
What if they made a better Suicide Squad movie? Like Marvel characters.
Oh God, I mean at this point. Wait, did you hear
The
this?
Thunderbolts.
Crazy?
They just make a Thunderbolts movie.
Hell yeah.
like that.
That'd be great.
Down the line, once they have enough villains they haven't killed.
They could
They
introduce
could.
Red Hulk. Ross is still a thing.
Yeah,
He's got the mustache.
That'd
It
be so
lasted way
silly.
longer than I thought it would.
yeah. I
It's
did
still a
too.
thing. Have you seen the cover of the
It's like US.
USA Avengers or whatever? And he has like this huge mustache
Oh yeah.
and like
The aviator
aviators. And I'm like,
sunglasses,
that's
yeah.
so dumb, and I love it so much.
Yeah, yeah. He looks like he's like, I don't know, should be in Top Gun.
Yeah.
Super.
I mean, could be.
Yeah.
Could they bring back the Grey Hulk?
Joe Fix It?
Yeah.
They haven't done that yet. The Hulk kind of was smart in the last.
He's developing his own personality.
Yeah.
now.
I think was a Mr. Fix-It movie could be really cool.
I don't even
With,
remember how
like-
that even came to be.
I don't know. It was like another
worked at
personality
casino.
surfaced, and he was in Las Vegas, and he got like a.
He was like smaller.
There was
But
like
still
an enchantress
Well,
or something like that.
I just love
with
was it the
Iron Man
pinstripe
or
suits.
Yeah.
Absorbing Man. I remember that in the cartoon series at least.
Well, that's what I liked about. Remember the Ultimates when they were? It was like a modern day retelling of the Avengers, and Hulk was gray in that.
Mhm.
That was kind of cool.
How cool would it be if they had like a standalone Hulk movie where he's just like in the woods battling himself mentally, them like trying to survive together, and they have to fight the Wendigo. Is that what's
Oh,
called?
Wendigo,
yeah.
yeah.
Wendigo.
And that's how they introduced Wolverine into the Marvel Universe.
Like the Revenant.
That'd be pretty dope.
I mean, and true to the comic book,
How dope would that be?
pretty dope. The capital D.
It's just the movie is titled Hulk number 181.
That could be the name of like the project they have to stop. Project 181.
That'd be awesome. Do it.
Yeah, just
No
have
one-
that be the Wendigo.
Yeah.
Have him like wander into a lab that's been abandoned and like scratches all over the place.
He's got the old Wolverine costume with the whiskers.
You know, it's funny. I
Maybe
remember
not that.
Bring the whiskers back.
there's actually I remember reading in
Wolverine
the
Grenadier.
X-Men. What was the team he was Wolverine was with? His Alpha Flight.
Yeah.
So I love when because he leaves Alpha Flight to be with the X-Men, and so the Alpha Flight for a while just keep invading the X-Mansion to get Wolverine back, and then finally he's like, I'm just gonna go to Canada and just officially break up with him, and like Nightcrawler comes along and like runs into
Wendigo.
Wendigo.
Yeah, that guy.
They should just make an Alpha Flight movie.
I'd be
Seriously,
totally down for
when
an
did he
Alpha Flight. Yeah,
Before Marvel introduces an X-Men at all, Alpha Flight.
that would be amazing.
Do we have the same Fitbit?
Yeah.
You guys got the same steps?
Nah, I haven't walked a lot today.
The
I haven't
same
even had
person.
1,000 yet.
Is your heart rate the same?
2363.
I'll catch up.
Chandler, how about you? Do you have a favorite villain that you like?
Emma Frost.
Oh, you said that. I'm sorry. What's your favorite villain?
Emma Frost. She's
No,
pretty
the
good.
Hellfire Club in general is awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wish they did an X-Men movie like that really
legit-
did the Hellfire Club
Yeah.
right.
Well, especially if they do it with Wolverine, where he gets separated from the team and he like has to like. 'Cause remember, he gets like sent through like all the floors of the basement. He works his way back up by himself, just like taking out the Hellfire Club henchmen. That would be amazing. With Sebastian
Shaw.
looking like he just came from the set of Sam Adams.
Yeah.
Kevin Bacon.
Side note, could we get a Squirrel Girl movie?
I'm totally down for Squirrel Girl.
That'll probably happen.
She's got like such thick thighs. It's great.
Dick.
She's super thick.
I think that'd be great if we ever got a Squirrel Girl. Actually, no. At this point,
I feel like that would be more like a
Netflix
series or like a Hulu, because didn't Hulu just do Runaways?
Yeah.
It seems more in line. I haven't watched Runaways. I don't know.
Relevant?
It's cool.
Who?
Hulu?
Oh yeah.
Is that still on?
Hulu's still on.
It is.
They lost my interest when they took off like 100 episodes or 100 different series for anime.
That's too bad.
Yeah.
But
But where are you supposed to watch The Bachelor? Am I right?
oh god. But yeah, I think Squirrel. I think I'm just so happy that we live in a time where we have good Marvel comic book movies. Like the fact that the Avengers was so good. We have like a solid Captain America trilogy. Like Ant-Man, Guardians of the Galaxy movies I thought were going to be bad. And turned out to
Daredevil?
be- Oh yeah,
was
classic.
good.
Hey, but you know what though? The Netflix series.
Yes.
I've been rewatching the Netflix series actually.
Yeah.
Just before I go to bed, I started watching season 2 again. It's so good.
Yeah.
All the stuff with the Punisher.
Yeah, it's real good.
Mm-hmm.
Did you say your favorite villain?
I did twice, but I'll say it again. I'm going to go with Submariner and the Silver Surfer.
Cool.
Is that okay?
My bad.
I guess the Silver Surfer is just like this really nice, benevolent
I'm the
guy
poor
who's
guy,
in love
right?
now.
Raw deal. See, that's the thing I want done right.
Another Silver Surfer, please.
And Galactus. Don't make him like a fart cloud.
Yeah,
Like,
I mean-
just make him.
Giant purple man in the sky.
Well, with the helmet. I
It would
want.
look
Gotta commit.
so ridiculously awesome.
It would be
Yeah.
so goofy.
I wonder who would you cast as Galactus?
Bella's helmet.
Ron Perlman.
That's too obvious.
Yeah, you need someone, maybe.
Sorry.
Daniel Day-Lewis.
Gary
Danny
Oldman.
DeVito.
Oh,
Yes,
God.
Danny DeVito. A really stumpy classic. I feel like Danny DeVito's more like
planet here. Nom nom nom
more like MODOK.
Oh, God. Yeah, he'd be a good MODOK. No, or Kevin Hart. Galactus.
I don't know why, but
most hyperactive.
when you said MODOK, it just made me think of Mentok the Mind Slayer from Harvey Birdman. Mentok the Mind Slayer.
Is that the praying mantis guy?
No, he's the judge in the like attorney at law show. He would just be like, he would just like open a fortune cooker and it would say like, "You're guilty." It's like, I knew it. And his gavel was a brain.
God.
The show is
Adult Swim.
amazing.
Yeah, Adult Swim needs to get back to its roots.
I mean, they're never gonna.
It already is. It's still weird, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's still weird.
It's like,
It's only weird
With
because
Eric Andre, but
it's-
like
Yeah.
they don't have as many cartoon shows.
it's weird because we're getting older and it doesn't make sense to us.
Yeah.
Well, I remember, what was it, Liquid TV, where you saw Ian Flux for the
Oh,
first time, the
yeah.
Max.
Oh, I used to
The
love
Max
the
was
Max.
crazy,
Yeah.
right? And then I'm like, wow, what's this Ian Flux?
I never saw it.
Oh, it's
Weird, right?
yeah. It's a little shocking, actually.
Is that a joke to the fact that they're robots or whatever?
No.
Oh, would have been a good one.
Ever seen the live action movie?
No, don't
Don't
see
do
the-
it.
don't.
Yeah.
But yeah, the first time Paul and I watched Ian Flux, we're like, what is this? It was crazy. It was
Yeah, I remember that. What was the other? Wasn't it like a show about a duck? But it wasn't like Howard the Duck. It was like he was like a
Baby Huey?
no. He like wore glasses and it was all this like adult humor. I know.
Was it on Liquid Television?
Yeah, it was on the same. I can't remember the name of it now. I know I sound crazy, but no, I remember seeing the show. I remember not understanding any of it.
I remember Drinky Crow, but
To the Google.
so with Adult Swim, my first exposure was just accidental, as I'm sure like most people's was. I just stayed up really late watching cartoons, and it was like, all right, kids, out of the pool. It's time for Adult Swim.
Oh, I remember. Yeah, the old one where it was actually like it had that.
There's just a bunch of old people in a pool.
It was weird.
And
And then a meatball starts talking, and you're like, "What's going on?"
No, the first thing I watched.
I should have left the room.
Home Movies was the first thing I watched on that, and it was so incredible. And then they would like you'd stay up later, and then they start playing anime like Full Metal Alchemist, and it's just like I thought this was only on a Toonami.
Was Space Ghost on that Adult Swim? Okay,
Space Ghost Coast to Coast.
Yep. Okay, I remember that.
Like one of my favorite things from that was that his grandfather would be one of the guests on the show,
And
it was Macho Man Randy Savage doing the
That's
voice.
so good.
Just like, oh yeah, I'm about to take over this talk show.
Duckman.
Oh, so good.
Man, that sounds.
yeah, I remember that. You're
Oh,
right, yes.
okay.
Space Ghost Coast. Oh yeah, I remember that.
Yeah,
That's,
see,
like, I thought of that, but I didn't know the name of it, so I didn't want
Yeah.
to blurt anything
Were
out.
those all on like HBO
or it was like MTV.
or MTV?
MTV,
Yeah.
because it was only on the weekends.
Right, yeah.
And it was on like later, like 10
Yeah.
o'clock. at
HBO
night.
did that Spawn series. That's
Yeah, I remember watching that and being like, "This is so cool and so dark." Oh my god, what is that? What's the ice cream man doing?
And the live action too, John Leguizamo.
Yeah, he was great in that.
Yeah, he was like way better than I thought. He was
Yeah,
like,
that was done well. I like Spawn. It was good.
Yeah,
didn't help with my fear of
the
clowns.
CG. The CG doesn't hold up though.
Oh, the
when you
No,
go
it
back and
does
watch,
not.
You know
The
what?
violent
it looks like a PlayStation
feel
1
bad.
game.
dude.
Yeah.
Even when I was sitting in theaters watching the Spawn movie and watching his cape, all I could think of like, "Wow, it's a fruit roll up." Like it just looks like you.
That looks delicious.
Yeah, I kind of want to eat that. Yeah, and then with
Speaking of delicious,
Oh, you're welcome.
More, so please.
cupcakes are good. But yeah, I was trying to think back to like with like comic book collecting, like major like crossover events. Like, do you remember like any events, Jimmy, that like you were just like, you know,
Yeah, I do actually. Crazy. I don't know if you guys ever heard of the What Ifs comic books.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
It was the What If the World Knew Daredevil was blind. I'm like, what if people know? I mean,
Just avoid him.
right. And then, that was, I love the What If comic books because it's like, hey, what if that did happen? That's crazy.
it's always sad when sometimes the what ifs are better than what was actually you know
Yeah.
established, like canon. Like the what if Civil War. I think at the time thinking, oh, it's way better than the.
They still have the What Ifs out there.
Sometimes,
they're like,
Yeah.
But you mostly use them now to like just kill off characters like wantonly. Like, oh, what if everyone just died?
And they're usually like goofy.
what if everyone was the Hulk?
Yeah, or like I remember I think it was like 90s they did like what if Stan Lee created Batman or something.
I remember. Well, and then didn't Stanley actually write like?
I think he actually wrote it.
Batman was like a boxer, right? And he actually
He
dressed
was a
like
bat or
like an
something.
actual like anatomically correct bat, and it just looked really weird.
Yeah.
Like
That sounds awkward.
yeah,
It wasn't good.
it did not do well.
yeah,
No.
no. And I think I saw in some previews that they were doing like an absolute of that, and I'm like, ooh, I know.
No.
Just reprint Absolute Kingdom Come.
Yeah. Did they do an Absolute New Frontier?
They did.
Yep.
Okay, I need to get
Was
that.
it absolutely? It was like a giant.
Yeah, that's maybe
No,
what I'm thinking.
they have
of.
an Absolute because
okay.
yeah, Angela got it for me for our Christmas.
Well, then I'll need to get. I only own one Absolute. I only own the Watchmen one.
Yeah. Oh, that's a good one to have though.
It is.
Absolutely.
I remember when Borders was going out of business, I would frequent and just as like the sales got better and better and
Oh my
better,
God,
and just
Way to bring your age out there.
I got What, Borders? That closed
Yeah.
like 7 years ago.
Boy, people.
Jay is 7 years old.
Jay's only 2 years younger than me.
We've established this. Yeah.
But yeah, they had absolutes. I think that's when I got the Watchmen because it was like 40% off. So it was like $60 instead of 100.
Yeah. Jim, where'd you get your comics in Southie?
Schubert's, the smoke shop. And you had to go in the back of the store, and you felt cool because they were down low, and we could see them.
That's awesome.
Yeah, and you know what? Too, you think of I never even knew where to go to get a comic book because back then it was the only comic books you could get was at Schubert's or behind the comic books to order more comic books.
Yeah.
Before this thing called the internet came out, and then I found out about eBay and almost financially ruined us. But it's just too damn easy.
Yeah. What's your thoughts on digital comics now? You can just buy comics online.
Yeah, I wanted that. I take the comic books. I want to touch it, feel it, read it. That's what I want to. I mean, I understand the digital end of it, but I like having the comic book in my possession. And the one I want for Christmas, Paul, Fantastic Four #4, CGC 3 or above.
Stanley did say it best. Comic books are like boobs. It's good to see them on screen, but you'd rather have one in your hand.
Oh, Stan.
Oh, you. Yeah.
Dirty old man.
I don't have space for the physical books anymore because
Make room.
I don't want to buy a storage space just for my long boxes.
Yeah.
And the one thing I don't like about digital is that they're the exact same price as paper comics.
Yeah.
Right.
But there's no resale value, and it's
Yeah, I mean, well, for people who just want to read the book and be done with it.
which is
that's good.
fine. You're
Yeah.
supporting the publishers and stuff, but
I feel the same way with like video games too. Mm-hmm. Like it should be cheaper to just
even it's a
download
little
it.
bit if it's like $1 cheaper. So it's
Yeah.
like there's some comics like the $5. They're $5 for an issue, and it's like, come on.
Yeah.
Hey, I remember when it went up to 35 cents. That was like, now I gotta drop somebody.
See, and I
don't
feel
know,
like
guys.
Bubble gum today.
Yeah,
and I
35 cents.
feel like this is where the stores come into play because in Denver, I don't like any of the comic book shops out there. So
Don't like
I feel
Mile
like my
High?
incentive to buy is just like, I mean, of course, like Comicopia, I mean, it's great that they can send me stuff, but it's, sometimes like I have to wait for a certain amount to accumulate so I can justify, the price of shipping it out. And I don't know. I think I don't mind the digital comics because, I can just do comic book shopping from my bed. But I mean, I like the interaction part of it going, I think Comicopia spoiled me. I just think like,
Brat.
just like going to the store and, and just chatting people like, oh my God, did you read this? And,
Didn't Angela work there?
I think she did.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Having like cool people talk to you about comic books, just like casual, like all of us get along with each other. You'd be like, yeah, let's hang out, just talk about comic books and video games, anime, blah blah blah. But like if you go to a like comic shop and they just like look at you and like, I don't know how to interact with you.
And they're
Like,
out
okay,
there.
Yeah.
I hate the ones they're very like clicky. Like if you're like an
Yeah.
outsider, I'm like, you're a store. You want customers. Like
Open the damn door.
yeah, take those old posters off the window. Let's get some sunlight in here.
Oh God. Yeah.
Try and sell me something. I have a question. Answer it.
Yeah.
The old comic shop I used to go to in my hometown, it used to be on Main Street and it was tiny, but it was awesome. There was all the back issues. There was people playing Magic in the corner, and then it was like everybody was friendly. And then they moved Mansfield,
Mansfield.
and then they moved to a bigger place. And then they only lasted there for like a year because I guess they weren't doing enough business to pay the rent. And then they moved into a
They downgraded
basement
to
of
Ladies
like an
Field.
auto body shop, which it was spacious, but I mean it was like behind. It's terrible location. No drive by, no walking traffic. But even there, like it was nice. Just go hang out, just look through the old long boxes of back issues, and
Yeah.
Yeah, you got to dig.
I just hate where like you feel like, when it's not taken care of and it's aging poorly and it's dusty and all the issues that would have been great to have CGC, they're all sun bleached and like they just don't care anymore. And like you walk in like, what are you doing here? Like, are you open? Yeah. What's the problem? Like,
So, comic shops should be like Cheers. You want to go where everybody knows your name.
seriously.
or just clean and organized.
I'm also watching Cheers right now.
I'm watching Frasier, so yeah.
I learned that Frasier came from Cheers.
I know.
Yeah.
Who knew? Man, I'm only on like season 2. I'm gonna get there.
I believe
it's gonna be
Kelsey
great.
Grammer is the longest running playing of the same character or something.
Jesus.
Sideshow Bob.
Yeah, Sideshow Bob.
Wet Hot American Summer. He was in that.
Was he?
Kelsey Grammer was. I know. What's
Down
his name?
Periscope.
The doctor is Niles, or the professor is Niles.
I thought
Yeah,
that was him.
That's what's his name?
I thought they were the same person.
No, it's okay. But
David.
I love What Hot
something.
American Summer though.
Yeah,
It's a good time.
The newest one was not great though.
It was like 10 years later or something like that.
Yeah.
I like the prequel.
The 10-year. I like the prequel also, but
Yeah.
the 10-year reunion was.
Wah, wah. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Though I did love that they got Brian Scott to play what's his name's character, and just like say that he got a nose job.
Legit.
Yeah. Why can't I remember his name? The handsome man that was in Hangover.
Bradley Cooper.
Yeah, that one.
Had me at handsome.
There's
man.
only one.
The only good looking guy.
He's the only handsome man in Hangover. So outside of Mike Tyson, because he would eat me.
He did kill that. He was so good in that movie.
Tyson?
Yeah, Mike Tyson.
Yeah. He's terrifying.
Yeah.
Yep.
Even now. And the tattoo has nothing to do with it.
Right.
It's the lisp.
Yeah.
I still hear it.
You be careful. You hear that breathing behind you.
It's like a whistle.
In Cheers, I just got to Carla's ex-husband remarrying. And it's the like neighbor from the Addams Family movie. Just being a scumbag dude. I don't like know the names of the actors because they're all too old, but I like know what they're in.
Woody Harrelson.
I haven't gotten there yet. And
Oh,
like,
Coach is still
Coach is still a thing.
Yeah,
in
he
season
was
2.
awesome.
Coach is wonderful,
Isn't he? He's great. Was great.
It's like, oh yeah, there's a little villa that I would go to with my wife. Oh, how'd you get there? In my van. Oh, okay. Hey, we're planning on going on a trip. Oh, how are we gonna get there? Oh, you can borrow my van. Thanks, Coach.
Yeah, watching Cheers after you leave Boston is like not a good choice. Because I was like, oh, it's on Netflix, and I was like, where everybody knows your name, like,
You get like Boston accents and casual racism.
yeah.
Great.
The best.
No, it's funny.
It's like
all
you
the-
never left.
Yeah, and like all the exterior shots of like Cheers, but it's like in the
I know it's not like that in real life.
yeah.
Yeah, no one's
Boston's
casually
changed.
racist in
Yeah.
Boston. They're
Well, if you went to
blatant about
Cheers
it.
in Boston, it would just all be tourists, and no one would know your name.
That's
Yeah.
true.
That's true. Every time in one of the episodes, Norm was like waiting for them to open up, and like Sam and Diane like walked in, and Norm's standing at the door waiting for them to be like, Norm, yeah. He's just like,
I love when The Simpsons spoof the Cheers intro.
what?
Yeah, Flaming Moe's like, when the weight of the world has got you down and you wanna end your life. Bills to pay, a dead-end job, problems with the wife.
That's great.
Yeah, where it's like at Flaming Moe's, where liquor in a mug
I
can
remember
warm you
Flaming
like a
Moe's.
hug.
I
And
remember.
then he walks in and
Yeah.
I'm like, Barney!
I remember Flaming Moe's, but like.
'Cause it was
Because I
Flamin'
didn't
Homer,
watch
right?
Cheers, I
Yeah.
didn't know the reference.
Full circle. Circle.
Like so many things make more sense because of watching that show now.
Now I get it.
It's like the first time I watched The Godfather.
I haven't seen that.
When I was in high school. Like every 5 minutes, I was like, "That's what The Simpsons was making fun of. Or, that's where that joke is from."
Yeah.
It's like the same with Animaniacs and all the like references.
Yeah. My favorite Animaniacs joke, or one of my favorite ones, is
Fingerprints.
It's like, we need a dust for fingerprints. All right, I found them. No, fingerprints. Not gonna do that.
Yeah.
Shows like rewatching those shows and seeing the adult humor is really great, like you had said.
Yeah.
Like with Rocco's, and like some of them really hold up, others just super fall flat.
Well,
Don't-
SpongeBob.
That still has like some pretty solid jokes.
Oh my God, yeah. It's like I was watching that with Paul. I'm like, what did he just say?
Yeah.
What?
So Tom Kenny was at Kineticon one time because they were trying to get the original voice actors from Animaniacs there, but one of them had a like throat infection and couldn't talk.
Oh.
So he got Tom Kenny to fill in his place, and the line got bigger because of it. And you can like pay for voice recordings and things like that. And one guy had his like cell phone recording done by Tom Kenny. And he just goes, I like walking by to go to the bathroom because like I'm not going to pay money to see a celebrity. And he's like, in a world where only one man can save us all, and it's up to your message, please dial Tom.
Awesome.
Yeah, that's my Tom Kenny story.
I'm still super pumped about meeting George. How do you say his last name?
Takei.
In a bathroom at a Connecticut, which is like, I mean, where else would you want to meet?
I met
Many
George
other
Takei
places.
in a,
Yeah.
I met him in a hotel ballroom.
Yeah.
I walked by him at a Starbucks in Copley Mall.
I saw him eating breakfast.
I saw him on
his
Star
husband.
Trek.
There
I
you
just
go.
remember like
You probably lucked out the most.
Yeah.
and little did I know that I was like sitting next to him in like a men's room, and I was thinking, man, this guy in the next stall, he does like a killer like George Takei impression.
So like the only thing I'm imagining
we have
right
to
now,
we have to go back to the hotel for the photo shoot.
The only
Man,
thing
he's killing it.
He's also in Teeny Titans.
I can just imagine you sitting on the toilet and like you hear someone, you just hear like a bloop, and it's just like, oh my.
In some way, I mean, you know, and that was the time when Angela had us wear like, it was like the bunny hats and the
Oh yeah.
underoos
I
there, the
remember that.
bloomers. Yeah,
I wasn't a fan of that.
I was like washing my hands, and like he turned the corner. Oh look, we have a con friend. I was like, hi.
I was at that ConnectiCon, I remember.
Yeah. I came back, guys, you will not believe what just happened.
One of the dudes from Lord of the Rings like dropped by the booth one time, and he was just like head nodding to people, and like I think Sam tried to sell him on stuff because we didn't recognize him. And I was at another booth, and like I like have my staff stuff, and he just looks at me and goes like, I'm just like,
Who's
"What's up,
this
man?"
weird guy head nodding towards me?
Then I was like, oh shit, that's the dwarf from Lord of the Rings.
I'm gonna say John Rhys Davies, I think.
You would know better than me.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah, sure.
He was Sala in Indiana Jones.
Yeah. But that was a pretty funny one. And then meeting the dude who plays Bronn in Game of Thrones and playing Stone, Paper, Scissors.
That's awesome. Let me call it Stone.
Yeah, because I said, do you want to play rock, paper, scissors? He goes, what? Rock, paper, scissors. Stone, paper, scissors? Yes. 100%
Same thing, yes.
yes.
It's like rock, stone, soccer, football, tomato, tomato.
But in this house, it's American football. When
Is it in this house?
I don't know, just to be facetious.
Football
Sounds
Americano.
cool.
I didn't know that was an established rule. God. That's awesome. I keep thinking, because we're talking about like movies that didn't hold up. I don't know if there's any like comic book storylines you loved when you were a kid and you read now, you're like, ooh, that did not hold up. Like, you go back and read Executioner's Song, Rob, and be
Yeah.
like, oh,
I still like
Lord.
parts of it because the art's real good in some of the issues.
Yeah.
But Maximum Carnage, we read that last year. I remember that. I couldn't even finish it.
Yeah.
It was so bad.
I forced myself to finish.
And then
I played the video game.
the video game was fun, I remember. That also probably doesn't hold up, though.
It's expensive.
I remember the last episode I was on, we were talking about Venom, like the Tom Hardy thing. So I went
Yeah.
back and read Lethal Protector.
Oh, yeah.
What a weird thing that is. He goes to San Francisco to start a new life, and he stumbles upon this weird underground city that's like early 1900s.
From an earthquake?
Homeless people. Yeah, the big earthquake in San Francisco just covered part of the city, and then homeless people just live there. Like,
Are they
it's
homeless anymore if they live there?
Well, I don't know.
They're like outcasts.
Yeah, they're like
The Morlocks.
outcasts, and then there's this
That's
rich
rude.
guy who wants to build a thing over a park, and he's trying to like kill all these people.
How about
Yeah.
build a shovel to get
And
the hell
then-
out of there?
And then Venom's there, and Spider-Man sees it on TV, and he's like, "I gotta go to San Francisco."
Yeah.
Also, Mary Jane was like they really embraced her like supermodel / wearing no clothes in the 90s.
Oh, I know. Yeah, she's like always scans like, look, Peter seems sad. I better cheer him up. And
I know,
just
and
takes her
she's-
clothes off. I was like,
I mean, better her than not me.
Jeez.
No.
Peter seems sad. I should
Oh,
cheer him up.
But yeah,
let's
see,
see, Jay, you upset the dogs.
We were out in the park.
God, yeah, I started reading Lethal Protector, and I was like, I can't. do this.
It's hard
soon as,
because that's what they said they're gonna like take inspiration from for the Venom movie. I'm like, what? That'd be a weird movie.
Underground City.
It's just inspiration.
But even the way Venom is portrayed is.
It's
love
Tom
how, like-
Hardy.
yeah.
But then I went back and I reread Spider-Man 300 and Web of Spider-Man #1, kind of like the introduction of Eddie Brock and Venom and stuff. Way cooler.
Yeah.
But he's like a villain, and you kind of get where he's coming from and stuff like that. I'm like,
Yeah.
he'd be good, not main character.
Yeah. Yeah.
I hope.
love-
I'm sorry.
No.
I hope there's a day where comic book people make movies and not movie executives.
Seriously.
Imagine that. Just a thought.
I still think that's what killed the Dark Tower movie was studio interference.
Probably. I didn't watch it, so
Yeah, don't.
Yeah, I don't.
I might.
Don't. I mean, if you, hey, it's a free country, just don't do it.
Is it free anymore?
I have no connection to the Dark Tower, so I wasn't like,
Did you read the book?
no.
No.
And now that I know how bad the movie is, I will never watch the movie.
It's too bad.
I do wanna
You
read the
were
books, though.
Hoping that it would do better.
Well, because I've been waiting for that movie for so long.
It seems like such a big undertaking. It's not like
Well, that's why I thought that it was going to
making The Hobbit. It's like, what, 7 books or something?
That's why I thought it was a great idea that it was actually going to be like if Volume 8 instead of a book was a movie. It's like, oh, okay, cool. But
I mean, they got Idris Elba, so they didn't mess up at that part. But
no, I mean, that's the thing. I mean, everybody was great in it except the people making the movie.
like the acting was good. Just the story.
Oh, yeah.
The story was not great.
It was just, even at one point, you could just tell like Idris Elba kind of gave up.
I'm sorry. It's always going to be Stringer Bell for me.
I like to call him Idris Elba. But
One
yeah.
movie I'd love to see remade is Vigilante.
Who's in Vigilante?
You know that? Isn't that the comic book? What was it? Oh, Kick-Ass. Sorry.
Kick-Ass.
I'd like to see that remade because I like to see it like darker, more grittier.
Yeah, the movie did take like a
It's too
goofier.
goofy.
I like the first one. The second one needed a lot more work because that was a lot more like,
Well,
hey, let's twerk.
Ugh.
You know what I didn't like was that because like remember in the comic book when he when he just finally decided to be honest with that girl and was like, hey, I'm not really gay. Like, didn't she like hate him for that and didn't talk to him for the longest time?
think
But in the
so.
movie, she's like, "No, that's so sweet," and it's like, "No." It's
Yeah,
just
no, I
like-
think she had a realistic reaction to that.
Yeah,
Where she's like, oh, that's kind of a scumbag move right there.
yeah, yeah. They need to embrace the realistic scumminess of.
Sorry, I was thinking of Mad TV when they did their gay thing. When it was like Will Sasso and what was the Asian dude's name?
Bobby Lee.
Bobby Lee. Yeah, they're like
Sling them out there. Good for
I watched it religiously.
they're like pretending to be gay together to like hang out with chicks, and they're just like the girls are just like completely letting their guard down, like, yeah, feel my butt. It's like it's nice and firm. I work out, blah blah blah. And there's like, you definitely work out. And it's just like, dude, why don't we tell them that we're straight? Because dude, we just like felt 2 chicks' butts. Just like keep going with it. And it's like 30 years later, like, why did we have all that sex if we weren't actually gay? Because, dude, we touched their butts.
Yeah,
At least they committed, you know.
They're committed to each other.
Exactly.
yeah,
Nailed that one.
yeah. But no, yeah. If they ever did kick ass, they definitely have to try to. Didn't like at the end of the first one, like there's like just like a bunch of gadgets. Wasn't on like a jetpack or something like that?
That movie was overshadowed by like Nicolas Cage's performance.
Yeah, Nicolas Cage is all I remember from that.
That's right.
Just him screaming while he's on fire.
I actually thought he was good in that.
He's good
Yeah.
in most things. He's
Yeah.
just like clinically
Nicolas
insane.
Yeah,
He's bankrupt because of buying dinosaur bones.
right.
Any guy
all-
who'll change his last name to Luke Cage's last name, my kind of guy.
What movie we just saw where he was riding a motorcycle and his head was on fire?
Ghost
Ghost
Rider.
That was
No. That was
That'd
Ghost
be
Rider.
that is something that should be remade.
Yes.
Yeah.
But like
Netflix might, right?
If they
There was
just
talk of
they
it,
should just introduce Nick Cage into the Marvel universe like as Ghost Rider,
Taint
They
everything.
had
Don't do it.
Ghost Rider in the
the Agents of Shield.
Agents of Shield, and it was actually like well done. It wasn't like the
It was,
motorcycle Ghost Rider.
yeah, it wasn't
but,
Johnny Blaze. It was the
The
new guy.
car one.
but
Robbie
it was
Reyes.
good.
Everyone said it was good with the car. I didn't
Yeah.
see it, but they said it was good.
The story content outside of that was complete trash, but they did good with that part.
Yeah.
I heard Inhumans was canceled before it even aired.
Yeah,
It makes me
God.
happy because that trailer,
Was awful. Her hair.
it looked so bad. Everything about that show looked so bad.
For those who don't know, Medusa has the ability to move her hair like it was another limb. And it
How
just-
far?
in the show, not very
right?
far, not very good.
Just like
looked
imagine being the people who worked on that show in like
This is
like,
gonna
oh,
be
cool.
huge.
like this is my big break. I'm finally gonna
I
get
feel
my
like
name
I feel
out
bad
there.
for so many of those people because you can tell there's someone at ABC who's just like, no, we gotta do it like this, but that's bad.
They dumped all their ducats on that dude from Game of Thrones, and
Which is a shame because he's a good actor,
He's a-
and
yeah, he's a great
I
actor.
thought he would be a good Maximus, and I'm sure he was. I mean, I couldn't bring myself to watch it, but remember when that was going to be a movie?
Yeah. Well, hey, at least now since Marvel can make X-Men movies, that means hopefully we'll have more X-Men comics,
Yeah, unless
and they can just kill the Inhumans.
God.
can't just kill.
No, you can literally. They were
They
trying
were,
to kill.
they were doing that with the X.
Yeah, they're killing all the X-Men. So now let's reverse
Yeah,
Inhumans missed
the mutants born to do
Wipe
the
them out.
opposite.
and
Put him back on the moon. I like the crazy moon people.
yeah, that's what it was
Yeah.
out.
Just keep Lockjaw.
like a
Yeah, I
small
was gonna
group of
say.
crazy moon people.
And Black Bolt.
Yeah, every once in a while,
keep
Black
Lockjaw
Bolt
Black
screams
Bolt.
and it's cool. That's all you want.
yeah.
I'd really love it if like
I hate the Inhumans. I hate them now.
Rob,
imagine
that's
if Black
racist.
Bolt was like
We gotta get rid of them.
imagine if he was just
Taking
like
all our
on his little
jobs.
castle on the moon, accidentally stubs his toe and like looks up and screams and accidentally hits Earth. That'd be great.
Yeah.
Just like bring a real family, real life aspect to it. Lockjaw.
Black Bolt needs a mask.
Yeah.
Dumb.
Dude, I'm telling you, the Alex Ross design would be awesome in a movie.
I mean, Vin Diesel in general.
Yeah.
He's already in the Marvel universe.
Well, his voices.
Right. We've discussed this many times.
Yeah,
He doesn't talk as Black Bolt.
Yeah.
He talks as Groot.
Medusa's hair in that TV show. Oh my god!
Yeah,
like,
it
what
was
were they
like-
thinking? It's like pulled back so tight that the actress's forehead is all like stretched and like doesn't look real at all.
I don't think it's
No.
good for her skin.
It's
And also, I don't know why.
just find someone with long hair and then
Someone with actual red hair. Like, why is it that, like, I don't know, like, remember when they cast what's her face as Sue Storm in Fantastic Four?
Jessica Alba.
It's like you really couldn't find a blonde in Hollywood.
Right?
He's trip and fall in one.
Yeah, but she was real hot at the time.
I know, but
Like literally.
But-
she was very attractive at the
yeah,
time.
but she wasn't blonde,
still is.
and it was so obvious that she
She-
wasn't.
she
she
blonde.
holds up. I think most of the cast of
Nothing's
that movie
falling
does.
apart.
Chris Evans,
Yeah, he's
he's better looking now than he was in that movie.
Well, in all fairness, like whenever I think of young Chris Evans, I think of Not Another Teen Movie.
Me
with the banana
too.
in his ass.
I don't know about Michael Chiklis. I don't know if he holds up.
Michael Chiklis in The Shield was pretty good.
Yeah, those were the
he,
same
he was
era.
pretty great in that. Yeah.
Yeah.
But like, he probably looks more like the Thing now.
Yeah, I think he could pull it off still, I think.
Yeah,
I will say, I thought he was a good Ben Grimm. I thought his voice was just.
The casting was fine. I thought
Except for
like
Alba.
Jessica Alba was fine to me at least.
I think the way that she just played the character was wrong.
She's just not. She's not a
Everything-
great actor.
Everything about that movie was wrong.
She has,
Wait a
dark
minute.
Features with blonde hair.
Have you guys ever heard of that, the VHS version of the Fantastic Four that was
Yeah.
banned in 58 countries?
Yeah.
Right? That's
I've-
how bad it was. Have you ever seen it? I've seen it on sale at some
clips,
Comic-Con.
and my brother had it, but I've not watched it.
I remember seeing like little clips of it, and Ben Grimm, when he was the Thing, you could literally see it'd be like watching Godzilla. You could see the zipper on the back of the suit. I'm like, and you know too, they sell it like it's hey, we got the original VHS recording of the Canadian Fantastic Four, and you see the cover, and I'm like, oh my god, I'm not paying
But
any money
like-
for that.
It's also Thung Grim, isn't it? Like where he's just wearing like a Speedo.
I don't know. What I saw was like you could literally see like the back end of him. He
Right,
had
but
it.
like
Oh,
I'm
yes,
saying
yes, you're
with
right.
the
Yes,
pants
you're right. Yes.
weren't pants. It was just like a Speedo.
Yes,
Like he needs to do more squats.
yes.
I'm Googling.
It's pretty good.
Some
I
of
think
the-
the last
oh
shot of the
my
movie is like Mr.
God.
Fantastic waving, but it was literally just like a glove on a broomstick. Just like I've seen parts of it. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, that's terrible.
That's awesome.
Oh, but the documentary is called Doomed: The Untold Story of Roger Corman's The Fantastic Four.
Does it
Yeah.
have a
yeah, I
picture of-
don't think it ever like
Loves
fully
his hair.
released.
Yeah. Oh my God. Yeah.
I mean the casting. I mean, it looks pretty spot on.
Reed Richards. I don't like how Reed Richards looks.
I just
The
like how
thing looks
crappy the
pretty solid
four
outside.
looks
He's
on
got
the
the white-
costume.
Yeah.
The 4 is the best part.
I know
Like I think they did better costumes back in the day for the most part. I mean, obviously they make great ones now, but
They were
try
like
and
just
use
more
CG
true to the
more.
comics because they didn't. They're like this has to be like military grade. It was like spandex, whatever.
Yeah,
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, they should. If they stick to the comic, I mean, it'd be.
It makes sense. Like Spider-Man, he'd be fine in spandex. If anything, he'd be able to move around better.
I don't know.
Just get like some Under Armour sponsored. Like if Under Armour sponsored the Avengers.
They did
Yeah, no, I think they did actually. I think Cap is always wearing Under Armour.
specific like the Avengers too. They specifically
Yeah,
did that.
it's smart. I just wear that.
They design a lot of the costumes and like the things that like Quicksilver and Scarlet Witch wore.
I actually think that like the Doctor Doom in this movie, it like looks better than any of the other movie Doctor Dooms.
Yeah,
Yeah,
because it looks like actually Doctor Doom.
Well, it's like, you know what? It's like when they try to make Doctor Doom cool. Like remember when he had like a long green trench coat? It's like, stop it.
Well, it's like they just got the dude from what was that TV show on FX back in the day?
Oh, it was a facelift or something like that.
Yeah.
Nip tuck.
Nip tuck,
Nip tuck,
thank you.
yeah.
Like facelift.
Close.
They just got that like handsome guy. I thought he was ugly,
yeah.
but he was Doctor Doom, and it was just like I've got a small scar on my cheek.
I need to watch that. I want to watch the documentary. That's probably good.
Yeah. They probably set his hand on fire.
I know we need the real. You have to act like your hand is on fire because it's going to be.
Reinforced method acting.
We'll give you a glove, but it's gonna burn away.
Just hold it as long as you can.
How many people do we have that look alike?
Do you have a twin?
It'll be
Because
like,
you won't look the same after.
they'll be very committed. It'll be like the Prestige,
Oh man,
What was that? What happened in that?
where
Someone died.
well, no, Christian Bale like figures out how, like he does that clone device thing, and then
For Hugh Jackman.
yeah, well, they both do it. Christian Bale only cloned himself once.
Oh,
but
I
then
thought it was
Hugh Jackman commits,
Oh.
and then basically he realizes he dies basically every single night, and then at the end they see the big room with a bunch of drowned Hugh Jackmans, and you're like,
Whoa, that is
that
so
the sound of my brain
disturbing.
exploding.
It was a true story, wasn't it?
It was.
Well, yeah,
Tesla
that's
why he's not
created a
doing Wolverine
cloning
anymore.
device, and
Yeah.
that's why he went crazy.
It has to be true. David Bowie was in it.
yeah.
God. How are we doing on time?
We're about an hour and a half.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I see.
This is
I
a long
forgot to-
episode. That's
I
what
forgot
happens when we sit around a table together.
with cupcakes.
Yeah.
It's meant to be a two-parter.
Coffee. Yeah.
Comics.
Coffee and comics.
Ooh. There, there's
Coffee.
a title of the episode.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what it is? I was spoiled with Skype because I'm so used to seeing the counter. And I was like, and then like I think about like at 45 minutes, and I was like, I forgot to put that on.
See,
I got it
always think we're
rolling.
spoiled with Skype because it's like I get to see all my friends,
Mm-hmm.
but not have to leave my house.
I can leave my jammies on.
Trade offs.
Oh, I'm not wearing pants.
Currently.
Yes.
I remember having an interview with Fidelity, and it was like a Skype interview, and I was like, yeah, I just need a suit jacket and shirt and tie.
Yeah.
That's really all I need.
And then if
Completely
like,
naked below.
You didn't have Domino at the time, right?
No.
Yeah, because then it would just be like, Domino, don't eat that. And you
Yeah.
get up and it's just like your bare ass.
Please hold.
Yeah. Hold that thought.
Or you're like, hold on, I could have paused this, and you just don't pause it, and then you get up and walk around.
Something's going on.
Shut up! I'm on an interview with these assholes.
Don't need this stinking job.
Oh man. So let's talk about that Ant-Man and Wasp trailer.
I didn't watch it. I'm going to
All
go
right.
pee. May I ask where the bathroom is?
Right behind you.
Awesome.
I thought it was
Just on the.
weird. Like tonally, it didn't seem like a Marvel trailer. I think it was the score because it had like that very like weird score to it. But I mean, again, I'll see it. I like how.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I like how the Wasp is in it. She looks awesome.
I'm gonna
Her
pull up.
costume with the wings and stuff. Oh, it's cool.
Okay, well, I'm pulling up now so everybody can see it.
Live
Spoiler.
commentary of us
Yeah.
watching the anime. All right,
Marvel.
if you're listening now, go to YouTube and start the trailer.
If I'd asked you, would you have come?
Oh, hold on.
I guess we'll never know.
We will never know. Okay, here we go.
I just have one question. When Cat needed help, if I'd asked you, would you have come?
I guess we'll never know. But if you had, you'd have never been caught.
Yeah, it's something about the score. I don't know.
Did Johnny Williams do that?
Thanks. The people I love the most, they pay the price.
Thanks to you, we had to run. We're still running.
Let's go.
I knew you were going to watch the trailer. I would have stayed.
Maybe you just need someone watching your back. Like a partner.
Hold on. You gave her wings and blasters. So I take it you didn't have that tech available for me? No, I did.
That looks like it's going to go straight to video, doesn't it?
It's fun though.
I think Ghost is an interesting choice for the villain,
Yeah.
but
I don't know who that is.
Is it that tech phasing guy?
yeah, I think he's primarily an Iron Man villain. But I don't know if Ant-Man has really his own kind of group of rogues.
Yeah, not really.
Yeah,
Wrecking Crew.
They kind of
Actual
used Yellow
insects.
Jacket all around, like already. So,
yeah.
but yeah, I mean, I think
Ultron.
that's true. But they didn't even, yeah,
Yeah.
we all know how that happened.
It's interesting because I was wondering where Ant-Man was going to go post Civil War.
On the run, apparently.
Well, it's funny that he's on like FBI lockdown or house arrest.
Yeah.
I thought like how great it'd be if it was just like Ant-Man and the Wasp in Wakanda.
Just hanging out,
Yeah, I
just
mean,
partying with Wakandians.
She's called the Wakanda Wasp.
I mean, Cap is still there according to the Infinity War trailer, so I just figured, but it makes sense though because he's a dad, so I'm sure he'd want to,
Yeah.
What?
No, that I was just saying that it makes sense for Scott Lang to go back and see his
I
daughter.
thought you said, okay, yeah. No, that makes sense.
Yeah,
I
Cap
thought
doesn't have a
I was
daughter.
thought you were saying Cap was a dad. Like, he's in Wakanda. 'cause
No, that's
he's
in the
a
next
dad.
movie.
Yeah,
Yeah. The next Captain America movie is the weird Rick Remender series where he goes to the like negative zone or something and has that son, and then he fights
Zola.
Zola. Yeah.
That was
Again.
weird. The Rick Remender Captain America run was weird.
It was weird.
Good weird or bad weird?
I don't.
Depends on how you interpret
I didn't
this.
love it, and I like a lot of Rick Remender's Marvel stuff, but his Cap was like it's not where I wanted Cap to go.
No.
If it was like a Fantastic Four or a different character, maybe.
I don't know. It's like they really love playing with like the man out of time, but out of time again. It's like, okay, we need to knock it off. Like,
What about if out of time he's also out of dimension?
Oh.
What if we do this one more time?
one more time. Yeah.
That actually, I wouldn't mind if they played Daft Punk when it happened.
But yeah, I mean,
If
I
it came
think
with Interstellar 5555 DVD.
my main takeaway from the trailer though is Wasp looks sweet.
I like
She
the
does
running
squats.
along the sword, not the sword, the knife.
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah,
Why,
I mean, it's
why
a
can't he
teaser
have
trailer.
blasters and wings now?
Because it wasn't in the comic.
I just feel like it's gonna be such like a it's going to feel like such a small movie because we're seeing Black Panther so soon, and then Infinity War, which looks ridiculous, and then this little heist thing.
It might be the intention though, just kind of have like a little like side sister series.
Yeah,
I think it would be good to like go low key again and not
Yeah,
low key.
we should bring
but
Loki.
Yeah,
key.
right. It's probably going to be like a nice little palate cleanser, after having the big. I mean, I think one thing I like about Marvel is that with each movie, it doesn't have to always be bigger and bigger and bigger. Like, because everyone can have their own little side adventures. So it might be nice to have, like,
What if, like, they have Paul Rudd shoot Chris Evans in the face accidentally with a blaster, and that's how he gets facial reconstructive surgery, and that's how they get a new actor.
Oh God.
That'd be hilarious.
oh, I did it to Iron Man and Thor.
It's like,
So clumsy.
Yeah.
get this thing away from me. Drops in, shoots like Black Widow in the face. They're like, I'm so sorry. So sorry.
Black Widow hasn't got her own movie yet, though, so they can't recast her yet.
I
don't know.
They can do whatever they want because they're Marvel. They're owned by Disney.
She's
which
still
owns
young. She
everything
can keep
else.
cashing them checks, buy her own planet pretty soon.
You think she could pull it off?
A solo movie?
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
I think if
She's got a great stunt double.
I think with the right script, you can make anything happen.
Sure.
Just like a James Bond
Look
movie.
at the first Ant-Man movie.
Yeah, I tell you, that was a pleasant surprise. I watched that in the protest. I'm like, this movie isn't. It was good.
Yeah.
I was pleasantly surprised.
Well, I think that what works best for those movies is when they kind of recognize how ridiculous the premise is, and then they, make it
fun with
work.
it.
Yeah, exactly.
I think Black Widow would be easy, though. You just get like a good spy thriller.
Yeah, do it like Winter Soldier was done.
Yeah. You can even do a way lower key
Oh, totally.
because it's
Yeah,
just Black Widow. And she
Right.
could be like tracking down some old Soviet guy.
yeah.
Omega Red. Then get Wolverine in on that.
Yeah.
Just saying.
Just saying. Yeah.
Possibility.
But I think, but I think a legit espionage movie. I mean, you can still have like your action and car chases, but
Yeah, for
You
sure.
don't have to have helicarriers falling out of
Yeah,
the sky.
like you could have
or-
like two cars chasing each other.
do it like you should do it like a Jason Bourne.
Yeah, that's what I picture it as. More like a
See, I
the
thought
whole
of it as,
world's
like,
not coming
Big
to an
Mama's
end,
House.
but
Right, and also
some
maybe
big
no
secret
and no one
could
has
come out.
and no one has superpowers.
Exactly.
Well, actually, I don't think anybody in Winter Soldier had superpowers, but you get the
I
gist.
mean, they could have Hawkeye in it too, or something like that, or just like have her talking to him occasionally.
yeah,
yeah,
he could be like a
make him the side character.
or like he can be like I don't know, like he can be her like guy in the chair, or like covering
Yeah,
for her. Like
that's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
You guys have seen the Robot Chicken thing with like why the Avengers keep Black Widow around, right?
No,
Okay, so it's like them fighting some galactic whatever thing, and she's like, "Oh, I almost had him. Like I really kicked him good in the head. Oh God, why do you keep me around?" She's just like bent over, like they're just like, "Oh no, you did great. Yeah, it's wonderful." Then it cuts to them at her funeral, just like, "Yeah, who knew Galactus wouldn't die to a kick in the head?" And Hawkeye just goes like, "Yeah, but he sure didn't like it when I hit him with an arrow." Oh God, why do you even keep me around? And he like bends over and they're just like, "Hey, you did that arrow's great."
That's one thing I thought of when I first saw that. I mean, it's a great bit, that Avengers lineup. Is it the plumber?
Oh, yeah, that's right. I'm going to have to step out for a little bit, guys.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Thanks for having us. My plumber's here.
we're probably gonna wrap it up. I assume. So
Yeah.
we've been doing this for a long time.
I'll just say that like that bit with the Avengers, when they do the spin around, you got Thor and Cap and Hulk and Black Widow with those itty bitty guns. I'm like, you couldn't give her like a flamethrower
Yeah,
or like
some
something.
weird, crazy ass gun.
Different things shoot out of her little wrist rockets.
Shit's freaking going crazy out there.
We'll call this segment After the Plumber.
Post plumber.
Post
How are we
plumber.
rolling? Like Limp Bizkit? Move in,
Rolling,
move out,
rolling,
hands up,
rolling,
hands
rolling,
down.
rolling, keep
Back up,
rolling,
back up.
rolling.
Tell me what you
rolling.
want to do now.
Rolling, rolling.
Chocolate starfish.
Oh wow. Yeah. So what are y'all reading this week?
Nothing.
Chocolate Starfish.
My free time has been occupied by video games.
Yeah.
Dragon Ball Fighters.
Oh yeah, you've
Capital
been talking
Z.
about that.
So dope.
It's so good.
I was
It's so good.
I was playing Monster Hunter, and I was like, oh man, I should really play Dragon Ball Fighters now. But like,
It's so
fighting
good.
it's
It's so
super
good.
in-depth.
It's
But-
like what I wished. It's the game I wish always existed as a Dragon Ball Z fan.
No more
Like-
Budokai Tenkaichi.
Budokai Tenkaichi was dope.
I really liked Budokai back in the day because that was like all you had.
Yeah.
Right.
And I didn't know that you could get like a proper 2D fighting game. This is like, it just makes so much sense. Like, let's get the Guilty Gear people who make the best looking anime sprites to make a DBZ game, and they look so good. Everybody looks so good.
Yeah.
The character are, it's so good.
One of my favorite things is Captain Ginyu has an attack where he just calls in each member of the Ginyu force, like each one in order. So like you'll use Birder, and then it'll just be like Goldo, just shooting a like rock spike at someone.
That's cute.
Then Jace will just be like, yeah, and whip his hair and hit someone. It's dope.
Yeah, as like my frame of reference for Dragon Ball Z stuff or Dragon Ball stuff, it's like I watched all of Dragon Ball Z, and that's it. I mean, I've like
Never watched Dragon Ball?
I've seen most of Dragon Ball.
Okay.
But like I haven't watched any of Super or any of that, so I don't know who like Beerus and some like Hit and stuff
God.
like that are.
God of Destruction, and then Hit can freeze time.
But like just like the subtle references and the incorporation of the Dragon Ball Z stuff into the game, incredible. It's so good.
I think where it's such an extensive show too, they could really add a lot of DLC for it.
For sure. Even just like
Like-
costumes and it's crap too.
Yeah,
I want a
'cause-
Vegeta with his old Saiyan armor with like the shoulder pads.
That's something I wish like the game had beforehand was like costume changes opposed to color changes for the
Yeah.
outfits. Because
Although I kind of get the color change. It reminds me of like Marvel vs. Capcom 2.
it's easier, but
Yeah.
like you want like battle beaten Goku
They'll
when you're
get
fighting
there.
someone.
They want to make that money, but it's good. Anybody listening who likes Dragon Ball Z and likes fighting games, it's perfect. It's
Cool.
It's like Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite came out, and I was like, this is okay. And then this came out, I'm like, oh no, this is what I wanted.
It's great.
It is so good.
It's like people are basically saying it's one of the greatest fighting games of all time.
yeah.
What?
And it's
Yeah.
pulling in people from outside of like the fighting game community. So this, I think, has the potential of dethroning Street Fighter as like the number one like watched fighting game.
Whoa.
Sorry.
And was I can't. And you can like go into a Best Buy and buy this, or
I
is
believe
it
so.
like
Yeah, it's on every system.
What is it? Dragon Ball
Fighters.
Fighters with a Z.
They're really creative with
Yeah.
their
All right,
naming.
because I would be that guy. Can I get the Dragon Ball Z game, please?
The only downside, I think, the story mode
There's
is
only one.
super lame. Like,
It-
there's no real
drags.
story.
Yeah.
It's like
How far into it are you?
25%.
Oh Jesus! I don't know how far I am. I think I just got Dad Gohan.
Yeah,
Adult
I'm a little bit
Gohan.
after that. So
Okay,
but I'm just doing it because that's how you unlock stuff. But
right.
yeah, I wish the story mode was a little better. But I mean, I don't even care. Just go into arcade mode and playing the game. I'm so bad, but it's so good.
And the arcade mode is like it's kind of like Mortal Kombat back in the day, where it's like, here's the characters you need to fight in this order, and like it gets harder and harder. Here's how many you have to fight.
Arcade is hard.
Yeah, you have to beat like certain arcade modes to unlock like character costumes and things like that, so you can get like Super Saiyan Blue Vegeta or Goku, which is like, I want it.
Me too. It's a good game. I recommend it to anyone, especially Dragon Ball Z fans or fighting game fans, because it's the best of both worlds.
Yeah, definitely.
Chandler, what are you doing?
I was like really like enthralled by this DBZ talk.
It's so good.
Reading wise, I'm reading Black Panther, one of the newer volumes. I don't know if you guys have been following that at all.
Nope.
Well, he's in Africa.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. Then I'm caught up.
Okay, great. Yeah, it's the current arc is kind of taking more of like a sci-fi kind of bend, which is interesting. It's like kind of like dimensional infiltrators, and it's just kind of like, oh.
Is Ta-Nehisi Coates still writing
Yeah,
it?
he's still writing it, but yeah, now Chris Sprouse did an issue, and now there's another artist that's not Stealth Freeze, and
I like Stealth Freeze's
Yeah,
art.
it's great art.
Marvel Legends actually just put out a Walmart exclusive, and it's a Black Panther based on Stealth Freeze's art, and he's got like the purple lines and stuff. It's really cool.
But yeah, that I'm also reading. Still reading Jane Foster Thor. Still amazing art by Dowderman. Crushes it every issue.
Oh yeah, totally.
I also recently got The Unworthy Thor. I haven't read it yet, but I didn't realize that it was like a companion series to Jane Foster Thor. So now I have to kind of like get
Jason
into
Aaron
that.
write that too?
Yes.
I feel like the Thor books over the past 5 years have just been the most consistently good looking / good books.
So pretty.
Especially of Marvel, because man, I'm having a hard time with Marvel right now. I think
There's like the highs are high,
yeah.
and then everything else is just like brr.
So low.
I feel like the only things I'm really digging from
It's not
Marvel
even so low. It's
are-
just brr.
yeah. I think
Like
Was it
Namor would have to get it out of
Black
into that
Panther?
water.
the Mark Waid Captain America.
Captain America's
really good.
fantastic.
And Champions. I think those are the only 3 I'm really reading from Marvel right now. Like I want to. Is it come out with another X-Men team? It's like X-Men Red.
Yeah,
Is anybody reading the Resurrection of Jean Grey?
Nope.
I'll probably hit that up once it's all out.
I was thinking I was just going to read it once it's all on Marvel Unlimited.
No, it's not Japanese, so I'm not. And you guys didn't tell me to read it, so I'm not required to do any of it.
Be an American, Jay.
Listen, I just want to be a proper American with my Japanese comic books, with the little cartoon characters of the Sailor Moon and the Higurashi no Koro Nakai,
Oh God.
and I won't enjoy it.
You
All
wouldn't
right.
believe how many cars in Denver that are like super like like super American, like the American flag and Broncos flag, but cars are like covered on the windows with like these female anime characters that are
Waifu.
barely dressed. It's just so funny because you reminded me of that just because it's like American flag, like America Broncos, and then
Body pillow.
little 12-year-old Japanese
So,
girls.
I haven't put the stickers on my car yet because, like, if there's any resale value or anything like that in the future,
Right.
but like, I have a stack about this thick of just like anime slaps. Like, one's Goku Super
Because
Saiyan that
a term,
says
slaps.
yeah, it's the actual term for it. One's Goku that says it's lit fam. Another one's Goku and Vegeta that says like, oh shit, it's that boy. What up?
Every time I
Like
hear
just memes of it.
Every time I hear Vegeta, I just think I like Vegetas and Ritas.
Well,
Some
like
chicken fajitas.
they're all named like every arc is named after a themed thing. Like most of the characters are named after food, but then there's like Beerus, which is beer, Wiz, which is whiskey. I mean, obviously
Frieza and
is a-
Cooler and
Fireball.
King Cold.
Yeah. I saw a stupid question on the
Loco.
internet that was like, is Frieza stronger than King Cold? Just like, what? Yes.
Go away.
Don't be
I
stupid.
was after playing Dragon Ball Fighters, Trunks is one of my mainstays because
Okay.
Teen Trunks is fucking badass.
It really is.
And
Wait,
I
Teen or
went-
Future Trunks.
Future Trunks,
Okay.
yeah.
Same thing.
I guess he might be early 20s. Who knows? Whatever. He's got that sweet jacket and that sword.
And that Bob
The
bowl cut.
yeah.
So I went back and I watched on YouTube just him fighting Frieza, like that scene.
that like 2-minute scene.
Yeah, so it's like 6 minutes, but the actual fight is like 10 seconds.
Sorry.
It's the typical like DBZ thing that when you're young and into it, you don't realize how long it drags out. But the whole thing is just like, I'm a real Super Saiyan, and she's like, or he's like, ha 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 ha, and then Gohan's like, oh my god, who's that? And he's like, I'm a Super Saiyan, and then like, oh yeah, sure. Goku's coming, and like literally 6 minutes go by and nothing happens, and then it'll stop and you just hear, psh,
Yes.
and then like
Yes, that DBZ atmosphere.
yeah, and then all of a sudden they go, ha, 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 and then like you see a pebble raise, and then like, all right, something's happening, and then there's a
Yep.
minute of
The little like
yeah,
and
then he cuts
There's like some
Frieza in
rock
half,
riff in the background.
and that part's rad. But
So-
man, there's so much build up.
one of the things I think is funny is like the just change in like so like the dubbing it's Frieza going like ha 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 ha. But in the Japanese original it's like yo
Oh, it's funny. Like, so in DBZ Fighters, for some reason, my language keeps switching back and forth. Like,
Mine's just Japanese.
so I had it on Japanese for a while, and then I put it on English just to see if it had like the English voice cast, which it does for most of the characters. And then like it'll be Vegeta like ha ha ha, and then it cuts back to the Japanese, which is like so much more high pitched and manic sounding. And I'm like, I like the Japanese ones for this game because it sounds crazy.
It's super silly. It's great.
That's awesome. Oh, damn, I got all these games I gotta get because I still gotta get Overwatch. Now I gotta get Monster Hunter.
Honestly, Overwatch is a dying community at this point.
Oh no,
which is unfortunate. It's like it's still a popular game, but I don't know.
I haven't played it in a long time.
The community itself is so toxic that the people that care about that are just like, you know what? I'm gonna play Dragon Ball Fighters instead.
All right.
You know who's not gonna complain unless they lose to me? Is the person I'm playing in Dragon Ball Fighters.
Okay, so then, well, good. I could save some money then on not buying Overwatch.
Get Monster Hunter.
Monster Hunter and Dragon Ball Fighters.
1000% get Monster Hunter because that's what I'm playing right now.
Should I get that over Dragon Ball Fighters?
Very different games.
Yeah, if you want a 2D fighter, I mean, you got it's
Capcom.
Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite, right?
Yeah.
Go for Monster Hunter. It's an open world. You like. It's pretty cool, the stuff that you can do. You get a little cat side companion. Like,
That's cute.
I spent an hour and a half just in the character builder alone.
Cool.
Like, I was really I was debating making an anime girl. So the only like anime thing that I did was like I gave her like greenish hair and 2 different colored eyes. I was gonna make one of them white, but then I was like, oh wait, maybe I could make it like Bowie. Female Bowie.
But have her talk, just have her still talk like David Bowie.
But it's fun because like there's like 20 different noises that you can pick from for like the sound. It's like heh, ha, whoop. And it's just like, nope, that one's too sexual. I don't want her to be like, I don't want to hear that while I'm playing the game.
No.
This is Tilda we're talking about here. Tilda and Jinx, my
All right.
cat or Palico companion.
Monster Hunter for the PS4.
Monster Hunter World.
Monster Hunter World.
I think
It's like,
the amount of because you can play with like 3 friends on it, and whereas DBZ Fighter you'd just be playing against your friends opposed to working with them to like complete a mission. In general, I think
I do like. I can't help but love like just button mashing fighter games.
In DBZ, actually, they have basic combos where you just mash one button to do a combo or mash another button to do a combo.
Right.
And there's obviously way more deep, hardcore combos and stuff, but it's very friendly to just like, there's literally just like a fireball button.
Yeah.
So if you just want to go Kamehameha, Kamehameha.
but it does drain the energy too. But like if you're charging up your key, then
and there's a button thing that you can charge up your freaking power like in DBZ, which is not helpful because you just open up and get wrecked. But
in story mode, it doesn't matter.
Well,
in story mode, you can just start and they're just like, I'm a dumb robot.
Someone may have to drop me off at a Best Buy later.
Cash me outside.
And then I'll play it when I get home on Wednesday night. Good times. So,
What are you reading, Paul?
I'm just playing Monster Hunter and Dragon Ball Fighters and watching anime as per norm because 7 Deadly Sins Season 2 started. That's a really good series.
Cool. Yeah, I don't know. I'm still reading the Alan Moore Swamp Thing stuff. It's really weird. It's so like, it feels like kind of like a practice run for Watchmen, which I know sounds weird, but I feel like a lot of the Dr. Manhattan stuff kind of came from the Swamp, especially because now like Swamp Thing's on different planets. You know, the whole like rebuilding himself thing.
Right.
So, but no, it's good. Yeah.
Question. Do you ever parody Wild Thing with Swamp Thing?
Hell yeah. When I was a kid, I thought that was a song, Swamp Thing.
Did you watch the cartoon back in the
You
day?
make my grass sing.
Did you watch the cartoon?
Oh, yeah.
Because that was ridiculous.
It was ridiculous. I
The
remember.
main villain was the Bat Guy.
Yep. And I had like all like the toys.
But like then you weren't allowed to, or at least I wasn't allowed to watch the live action movie for it.
Yeah.
Because it was like, oh no, this is not appropriate for you.
This is
Same
too
thing
adult.
with like Toxic Avenger,
Yeah.
which call back to that Toxic Avenger.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I've never seen that actually.
Really? Nope. Yeah, it's not appropriate for the movie, but the TV show was pretty
Not
funny.
appropriate for Chandler.
Yeah. Not appropriate. It's rated C. Not appropriate for Chandlers. But yeah, and then of course I'm still reading.
NC-17.
Yeah. And still reading X-Men. Which
What
is
percentage
good.
are you now?
I'm definitely into the 80s now. Yeah, and it's like they're in space again. They're all like they're up against the Brood now.
Oh, scary dudes.
Yeah, and like
Way
they're
better
all
than being up against the Prude.
oh totally.
That's Jean Grey.
And but yeah, and they're all impregnated with an alien egg,
Hot.
except for Wolverine because his healing factor got rid of it. So now they're all like on a suicide mission. We gotta take out the Brood. We're not gonna make it except for Wolverine.
Wolverine had an
There's
abortion.
way too many jokes you can make with this. Like, yeah, he was really brooding over that abortion. It's like, whoa.
Ooh, wow,
His body is choice.
yeah,
He didn't have the choice, though. It just happened. It was a miscarriage.
his body made the choice. Another one bites the dust. So yeah, that's
What would happen with Rogue? Is Rogue impregnated?
No, Rogue's there, but she's still a bad guy. Like she at this point, she's absorbed all of Miss Marvel's power.
Uh-huh.
She has a Wolverine haircut, which is hilarious because there's a bit where they're fighting and
Yeah,
it
Rogue
looks
was,
like they're.
she has like the green and white.
Yeah, it
tapey
just
thing
looks
and
like.
the
I
weird
remember
hair.
I took a picture because it looks like they're just fighting over the haircut. Like I had it first.
I'm not changing.
I like your style. Well, you can't have it.
What's your style?
I'm going to cut your hair with these claws.
Yeah,
Try
I
it,
mean,
I'll rip out your hair.
Oh my god, that's
Look
so
at it.
bad.
Yeah, it's terrible. She also looks like 52 years old.
Yeah.
That's Rogue?
yeah,
I'm not attracted to that.
no, and it looks like they're really fighting. Like listen, bub, I had this haircut first.
Someone just they're like, I can't do flowy hair.
Really? Because
I learned on Wolvie, and that's it.
For me, it's like, this is going to be like doing it with myself. That photo. Well,
Yeah,
pretty rough.
it's pretty. Yeah, it is very rough, and it's just.
Speaking of X-Men real quick, I went to the level 1 gaming in Taunton Mall. And they have Street Fighter versus X-Men.
It's a good game.
Oh man,
Ooh,
so dope.
that sounds fun.
It fights the same as Marvel versus Capcom because it's like
right.
the first one. But like, it's
It's
good.
real good.
I
That's
just
a
love
fun
this
Very
game.
panel.
hentai.
Wolverine fighting the Brood.
I know.
There's a lot of tentacles in that. I know where this is going.
Yeah.
Yeah! No, stop it.
Wolverine's like, not today, Satan.
Yeah, the
Very
80s
Cut you with
80s was
my
a
claws.
magical time for the X-Men.
Imagine like Magical Girl X-Men.
I'm sure it's out there.
I mean, more than likely. I saw Magical Girl Mario.
Yeah.
That made certain people I know uncomfortable. I was laughing at it, so
Good
Yeah.
times.
And on that note,
Yeah. So y'all know the drill. You can follow us Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, Wednesday Comic Podcast at gmail.com. We're still waiting to hear some of the casting decisions of who will play who in the podcast. So far, we have Denzel
Yes.
DiCaprio.
wait, what?
We were
Our last episode.
yeah, we were talking about when they finally get around to doing Fantastic Four, who should play who, and we thought it'd be funny if we were like, oh, who should play us in a movie? And Chandler said
That's all she's-
Denzel, Leonardo DiCaprio, and Andy Serkis has the microphone.
so we have to cast ourselves.
I guess so.
Ew. Peter Dinklage.
Okay.
That man can do anything.
Good range.
He's good range. It's gonna be great when we get to the cage
don't know.
fight.
It's a tough one.
I'll go Steve Buscemi.
It's mean to yourself. Don't do that.
He's a great actor.
I feel like this is one we're gonna have to like get back on.
Yeah.
yeah. If he's Peter Dinklage, I mean, Jay's like 8 feet tall.
I'm 6'3". Don't make fun of me. I know I'm short.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm 6'3", 250.
Maybe that guy Thor, the one who plays the mountain.
Exactly.
Ooh, yeah.
Thor
Half Thor
Bjornsson.
Bjornsson.
Yeah.
It just came out that he, at least according to a buddy of mine, he's not natural.
Of course, look at him.
Yeah.
No, I mean like he was juicing.
He's taking performance enhancing
Yeah,
hammers.
which is really unfortunate because I
He's
thought
like
he was all
younger than
natural.
us, which is like weird.
No, he's not.
He's like 25, 26.
No, he's not.
How old is he?
It's like 29,
Really?
29, 30. He's the same age as Michael Cera.
Oh.
They were born this like.
I'm a fraud. I'm sorry, guys.
You lie.
I did one of those clickbait things where it's like these celebrities are the same age, and it's just like Hafthor Bjornsson, Michael Cera. Just like imagine Michael Cera is the mountain instead.
That would be a better thing. Or these humans are the same species.
More clickbait.
Yeah. All right. We should probably end this. It's been like 7 hours.
Yeah. It's going to be a multi-part episode.
Yeah. Enjoy your issues.
Yeah. Woo!